We are back. All of the sound effects. What's going on, family? How we doing back in the building? Ohnahji B back for a special one, another special one. We got a special guest in the building again. B&Z Builds, ending the start of the year strong. The new year, January, last week, going crazy. I love it, man. Thursday type vibes. We're gonna get into some building though. B&Z Builds got my guy in the building today. Better call Zal, my guy Zal, on some of the newer platforms where he was able to grab that handle. You know, Web3 social is out here and moving. But yeah, we're gonna build some different things. This is day 165 of this little streaming journey. I don't even know if I did this right. Golly. Streaming journey. Yes, it worked. All right, we in there, we rocking, we vibing. Let me get back to where I can see myself. This is lit. Day 165 of this streaming journey. I'm having a blast with y'all. I'm having a blast. I'm Ohnahji B. I'm Ohnahji B, founder behind Ohnahji and Ohnahji University. Started Ohnahji University back in 2022. Actually, last week celebrated our 4-year anniversary. We're on a mission to help Black, Brown, and Allied folks learn and grow in emerging technology, this ever-changing world of emerging technology. It's been a good time. It's been a good time. So, you know, my favorites, the digital collectible side, the NFT side of blockchain and crypto and all that good stuff. But, you know, the fungible side we dive into, you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and that whole list on down. 31 million coins now. Craziness. But also the AI side, that emerging technology space as well, too. Metaverse, AR, VR, everything. Anything that's, you know, kind of new tech. We kind of try to distill that information down, bring it back to the homies, the home team. Yeah, and it's been a really good time. So we've been doing that since February 2022. Hopped in this live stream journey in April last year, and been on this daily live stream journey. It's been fun. It's been fun. Shout out to y'all for coming through and rocking with us. I got the chat up. Let me see. I see. There we go. Let me pull up. I got to tab him up. We in the building. Shout out to y'all. GM to everybody, and we're good. We're good. Why is everything selling today? But let's see. Perfect. All right. Yeah, so you know, it's always a fun time when I got my guys all in the building. I don't know what he's gonna have us do. We gonna be building some stuff. You know, he's gonna be pushing me, and it's gonna be technical. So dive in, y'all. It's gonna be a good time. So Baba in the building, W new character. Bob Moore in the building with the W first. How you doing, family? It's good to see you. How to see the live stream? New here. You should be seeing it. What you mean, family? Yeah. So Baba, it's good to see you. Thank you for coming through. Let us know what you do, how you found us. We love to support your journey. We're just going through the little short intro. I'm Ohnahji B, founder behind Ohnahji and Ohnahji University, heavily in the emerging tech space. So we've been building community, building our collective, our network since 2022, just helping educate the homies, the home team in emerging technology. So it's good to have you. Thank you for coming through. Von Moore, what's going on, family? How's the day going? It's good to see you. It's good to see you, man. How's the week starting off? How's the start of the year ending? You know, we're already through the first month pretty much, you know. There we go. Got my guy. Hey, you ready to come up? Big Z in a building. What's the word? My guy Z. How you feeling? What's going on?
I'm doing good. Oh, it doesn't look like my camera is doing well.
That's
Can
okay.
You see me?
That's okay. We can figure it out. I see you frozen. Yeah, I see you frozen.
Oh my.
It's all good. It's all good. Oh, there we go. Start share chat. I had to hit the button. That's on me. That's on me.
No
share
worries.
chat.
There we go.
Perfect.
Yeah,
all right, my guy. How you feeling? What's up?
I was saying hi in the Empire on the Song Jam space. Actually, I was testing it out over there. But
That's awesome.
But no worries. I'm doing amazing. I see Collins in the building on the YouTube. Shout out to Collins. He popped in. Was listening to a mix here. I've been playing around with the DJ, and I have this like dream here of mine, and I'm just curious if you've heard of the Big Booty Mixes, hour long.
Me?
Yes, it's a SoundCloud. Okay, so there's these artists called Two Friends. You can look it up.
Two friends,
and they use a bunch of popular songs to essentially really just mix like 15 to 30 seconds of these songs all in like an hour long mix. And for me, I've really enjoyed that because like I don't know if anyone else, like a lot of people are like, oh my, pass me the aux, this, that, and the third. But other people have like a little bit of, you know, like aux nervousness. So like for
Oh
me,
yeah.
it's perfect. Well, it's not even that. Like I'm way more into a conversation. Like, so it's like I don't give a shit what music's playing as long as it's not bad. Right? Like that like as long as it's something that I can vibe to, I can talk over, especially
Yeah.
that's another one. So this is a perfect one because it's a lot of popular songs and they all go together really well. They've just mixed it. It's an hour-long mix and it's like never more than a minute of a song, right? So
Yeah.
it's like so many songs and really just a cool mix overall. So I actually have it going here, but I need to. The cool thing about the DJ deck was that I actually had to play around with actually learning how it all worked and how to like make it all work. So it's been a lot of fun. Been playing around with a
Sick.
lot of cool things. I think like being able to route audio into streams will be really fun. And my goal eventually is just like these people have done with their mixes is like using these popular songs. I would love to use like our community songs interweaved into one nice mix in different capacities. So that's going to be like
There you go.
my next big goal. Starting to play around with these a little bit more. Starting to play around with a little bit of JV's music as well.
Hey.
But yeah. So like this is, I don't know how good like the audio is. But
It's coming through pretty solid to me. I don't know about on the recording, but yeah, for sure.
Running down to the riptide, taking away to the dark side. I wanna
You
go
can
left that man.
you can probably share screen. It'll probably be better, but
I got a lump in my
yeah,
throat,
yeah.
'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. One more time, running down to the riptide, taking away to
I need to learn how to
About more
do
jamming.
it on my PC.
It's all good.
But yeah, we got a lot
That's
of
it.
cool people in the building. What are you guys interested in? If you could build anything you wanted to build, what would you be interested in? I have an idea already that I want to show you and Metamoo, and that's why I invited Metamoo to the conversation.
That's lit.
Oh
That's
shoot,
lit.
I should unmute
Yeah.
here. So if anyone else,
We have Von more jamming in the comments, but we do have Sababa. So I recognize Sababa. Sababa, shout out to Sam. He came over from the
oh, let's go.
Orbside Palace, the Lens Chain.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Yo,
D6
tell me
class
more about
special.
yourself, bro. Like, I will convert you to whatever I'm doing in crypto as long as you understand how crypto works, which is great. That's
Yeah,
the
he's
I've
locked in on the
decided.
Lens Chain.
I think
He's
I've
locked in.
decided I'm not gonna go hard on onboarding. Like I'll do one by one individuals and like
Yeah.
super bulk like tutorials for like new people. But like I don't think I'm longer interested in the like we as small creators need to figure out all of the problems of the crypto industry to onboard people.
Yeah.
We need to just like dive more into what we're doing and creating and show that and like distribute that. That's it.
Yeah.
So
that's how we've been approaching the Ohnahji forever.
but a lot of people like, especially in on-chain music, are like, okay, like there's like a lot of these platforms that are coming out here that are like, you know, coming in saying that, you know, they're different than the Web2 industry, but then also taking advantage of different individuals. So it's like, where does that line come? And also it's really interesting to see like the culture around that has like now pushed so far against that some people don't even understand how platforms can be distribution mechanisms, right? You have to build your own funnel and you have to like understand some of these other pieces. It won't, just because some like gift fell into someone else's lap doesn't necessarily mean like that's how it's going to work for you. So like I feel like there's such a crazy builder energy and focus and momentum going in crypto, and then there's like a very degen heavy like spending 24 hours a day on your computer energy versus like touching grass. And I think that's like such an important piece to the puzzle.
And that's interesting too, because, you know, the space, the Web3 crypto space, definitely blockchain space goes through these cycles. I remember when, you know, when the art site was here.
Okay, I'm going live by the way right now on my end.
All right, bet.
On Den. Shout out Den, bro. I'm really liking Den. I still need to figure out how the whole pass thing works though. I built mine at $1. So what's the deal
Yeah, I
with the
think I did
pass?
mine at like 20. I don't know.
What's the
Well, it's on the.
what do
I
you,
think it's
because
on
you can
the.
only chat if you
It's
have
on
the
the
pass,
channel.
right?
It's on the. No. You can go anybody's.
But
You can go
you can
anybody's
set
in
it up.
chat.
Like I've already
Yeah,
accidentally already started it, so I don't think I can now. But how do you do that? Is it just a
it's
setting somewhere?
it's on the channel to like decide what perks the fans get. So I haven't really dove into that
I see. Yeah.
at
See,
all.
that's the issue with like everyone created a really cool rewards mechanism. Like that's the cool thing about on chain. Like it
Yes.
can do rewards mechanism points really well, but people forgot that there's definitely like still a good use case for like off chain points in databases for loyalty and then rewarding like actual crypto and liquid tokens, like real crypto tokens. On top of that, not as a substitute, right?
Right.
Like there's so much that can be done with like the coordination layer and learning more about your user and like over time accumulation of points, where having that off chain, like just for your own data and your own interest, like is super valuable. And then when you have a community that can also leverage that same data, then you make that public and open source, and then you have people building tools on top of that. So
Yeah.
I'm really
Exactly.
interested in building a Farcaster client, like what that takes. That's not what we're going to be doing today. We're just going to be setting up a couple of API endpoints, playing around with Empire Builder, showcasing what we're doing with SongJam, and yeah, taking any questions. But
Yes. So if you've been here before with the Ohnahji fam, tapped in with my guy Zal, B&Z builds, man, he's building all the things, and we are in this emerging tech AI era where the coding, I'm beyond saying vibe coding now. It's just like the developers are using AI, even the homebrew developers, the baby devs like myself, we getting in there, and it's not vibe coding anymore. We code now.
okay,
That
but
little
when we
short
do say
evolution went
vibe
through.
coding, I
Go
do
ahead.
think that like there is a very important precedent to be made and said
What's
where
that? What you think?
like in the last week and a half, Claude taken off, right? And that's like vibe coding to
Yes.
the extreme. Is now Moltbot because of copyright concerns, which is like something that no one in Web3 gives a shit about apparently. And it's like it truly is like everyone talks like this huge game about all these things, but then like you got like so many people plagiarizing stuff so much, like because it's AI also, like that is like when you in some capacity when you don't like add your own input or cite your sources, like two big things like that I think is very helpful in adding transparency to like what you're building, is its own challenge. So but people with Claudebot are just giving their root access to people's computers and letting them do kind of whatever. And I think like there's always that disclaimer that we got to make sure of in vibe coding that like if you're going to be touching money, security, authentication, some of these features that you haven't read every single line of code and don't understand what every line does and where the potential security problems lie, make sure you get a professional to look over your code or be able to get an official audit from an auditing organization, to be able to level up those security features and then learn how you can patch those. Like that's a whole different side, right? Like that there's like vibe coding, which is I do a lot of personally, and then there's vibe engineering, which like I end up having to do a lot of. Vibe coding is just like straight putting like a prompt in, seeing what the output of what the code is created, and then based on that output, putting that back into the LLM and saying, fix this, fix that, and literally never reading a line of code. And like for me, I use turbo mode for that like purpose. Like there's a usually like an add and an authentication for every like line you want to add or like every research topic you want to have it go on the web and find, which is great for products like Wave Wars. Hurricane does a like infinite vibe engineering, and he never lets thing get authorized without his approval in between as a human and a piece in the step of the process, because he went through like 3 months of intensive like auditing back and forth with the with the AI and other individuals in the space. And then also the benefit of Solana and building on Solana is it does actually add a lot of security features in the fact that they're like created functions that you can
Love
use.
it. Love it.
But
Love
yeah,
it.
no, I'm excited.
Real quick, we got my guy sitting in the gulag. We got
Perfect.
We got my guy sitting in the building. But before we get into see, I'm telling y'all, he's gonna cook, man.
Yeah,
He's
no,
cook.
it's
Taylor in the building. What's going on, family? But we have another special guest. Another OG day one super supporter of the Ohnahji fam, an OG holder as well too. Been doing a lot of work in the Northwest where he's at. Just mission aligned, man. Helping community. Oh, I got an echo. Mission aligned in the.
Why don't you mute the song jam space if you're cool with that, so I can talk into that as well. Just mute your tab. Yeah, you're also muted here.
I'm also muted here. Is what you were saying. Yes, my guy Metamu in a building. OG Ohnahji supporter. He's been doing major things in the Northwest, man. Mission aligned, big on helping community, big on helping the youth learn, big on emerging technology as well too. So we got him in the building as a special guest, along with my guys also. Let's bring up Mew in the building. I want to see some dubs in the chat from my guy, founder of Rose City Web 3. What's the word, Mew? How you doing, family? It's good to see you. Welcome. What's up, fam? Hey, W Reveal, look at them. Got Cam in the back.
You know, I gotta keep the tape over my my camera these days. Y'all talk about AI,
yes,
you know,
sir.
And in chat can now see your camera and turn on your camera.
Yes,
so
hey,
gotta keep that security tight.
Wild times we in. How you doing, family? It's good to see you. Welcome.
Pretty good, man. You know, we out here chilling, just learning from the legends. You know what I mean? I'm a little behind on the vibe coding, the vibe engineering. So, you know, trying to stay on the pulse of things, trying to stay in the, you know, the stream of creation and development. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You know, so, yeah, I'm here, man.
Yes,
Happy
sir.
to be here. Blessed. Appreciate you, Ohnahji. Appreciate you all. You know.
Appreciate you, family. I appreciate you, man. The work you've been doing in emerging tech, especially in the Northwest, just in the IRL side, man. Heavily into that. You know, I align heavily with that. You know, trying to do as many workshops and stuff and panels and stuff as we can. Get this the right way to approach this space, the right way to approach this emerging technology where everybody wins, keeping that Satoshi Nakamoto type of ethos, man. Decentralization, you know, permissionless. Everybody can play and win. So yeah, it's good to see you. Taylor in a building for sure. Zal with the W streak. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything you guys want to talk about in the comments, but we're just gonna be vibing. Mew, you've been heavy in the AI side like Z. He got the bots running 24/7 in the background, cooking up all kind of apps.
Bots liking all the posts and doing all the things.
That too.
Oh, I guess that's true. I was gonna say I would like that, but the Farcaster stuff's going crazy. Like I'm just touching the 1% surface of what these other people are doing. So like we need our community to get like involved here, playing around. Like the best thing you can do in the crypto space, I've learned, is like there's previous like startups, you would have this like idea that like one in a lot of ideas are going to make it and be successful, and that's still true today, but the opportunities are literally endless. It is like the gold rush, but the place you have to be consistent in one thing and understand that like you can't just go from gold site to gold site when people say I just struck gold. Instead, you got to be like sure in what you are building, and you're going towards gold by learning about the people around you, and make sure that other people that you're close with are going off in different directions and learning about their pieces, and you guys are coming back as subject matter experts and sharing. And that's kind of why I created the Zao Fractal. Gave an opportunity to have people share and collaborate together in what they were learning and doing. And I think that still today is one of the biggest things we can do for ourselves in this environment and networking journey. I've noticed like I've now been in Web3 for the last 3 years, but at that point when I had started in, I guess for 2022 of February, going down that rabbit hole, I saw like these people who had been in it for 2-3 years that were like, that's how long Ethereum on smart contracts had been out, right? Like, so like the whole space had only been mature for maybe 3 years. So someone couldn't come in and say, oh man, I've been working in this space for 20 years. Like I'm this like XYZ expert that I've seen a lot in the corporate world. And everyone that had that experience that was coming to this new space, changing complete career paths, gave me the understanding that I think that there is so much opportunity if I'm young and have a lot of my life to potentially attack this, and people that are infinitely busier with kids, with other responsibilities, with things that they have to sacrifice a little bit more than me, like just a long-term career even in something, and then pursuing something in emerging tech. I think that opportunity and seeing that gives me that like faith that like we can definitely create something that is not been created yet and has that potential to grow infinitely, because if we can all grow in our own lane and create a new environment for people to try out, it just really builds together in that flywheel. So yeah, I'm excited to be here with you guys today. I want to show you an edit that I have made to some code that I did a while ago. I'm sharing my screen over here.
Hey,
But yeah, it was something I
I
just
mean, but while he's pulling that up, while he's popping that up, give us a little bit of intro to you. Give us a little bit of intro to Rose City Web 3, what you guys been up to. Like, fill me in, man. It's been a minute.
Okay. Man, y'all's cameras are looking crispy. I was
You
trying
all
to
right?
find
Don't
my
even.
HD camera. Where
Don't,
my HD at? Not
hey,
today. Next
this
time.
live stream journey got us
This,
locked in, man.
yeah, I just had to jump in this time to be a supporter, but I'll have everything set up. I have my little
You good?
background set up next time. Whatever.
You
Um,
good?
hold on one second. Sorry about
For sure,
this.
for sure, for sure.
Hey, what's going on?
W test. W test.
All right, here we go. So yeah, my name is M00, founder of Rose City Web 3. Rose City Web 3 is an art collective built on the blockchain. We're working on developing a DAO right now that's going to support local artists here in Portland, Oregon. I decided to take more of a local blockchain approach. We're going to start local, build the core community, the core concepts, some events that we're trying to do, and then open it up to the wider community with the offering of the DAO and allowing other people to come in and support as well. But over this last year, we've been just doing just a mosh posh of different things, trying to stay relevant, trying to stay focused on learning, growing, and evolving, and making sure we got our hands a little bit everywhere, in Web3 and all the corners of Web3. So we did partner heavily with Pizza DAO and Stand With Crypto this last year to throw events. We threw a series of events called Talk Crypto PDX, in which we just
Hey,
invited the community to come in. We partnered with a local nonprofit called Afro Village PDX, and they gave us their space, and we just invited people to come in and have conversations. You know what I mean? Like the number one thing we hear around crypto is that I heard about it on the news, but I don't know too much about it. You know what I mean? And now,
yeah,
even more so, when I asked that question a little while ago, it's even different. It's even more different now, because now we have the quote unquote crypto president who has not represented crypto very well. And so now we have another layer, another barrier on top of when I say crypto, that people immediately think of one person. You know what I mean? And so that's something that we are working on here at Rose City Web 3. We're actually going to be rebranding a little bit, and we're going to be really focusing back on what we do well, which is art. You know what I mean? We're going to really invest in artists, really focus on art activations, and really build up the community of artists here in Portland with a side pinch of Web3. You know what I mean?
yeah.
We're going to just ease it into their lives, into the daily workings of things. Hopefully through these vibe coding workshops with y'all, I'm going to be able to learn to build a couple of ideas that I've had for many years that are going to serve as a vehicle to be able to engage normies and
Let's
bring them
go.
into this world slowly. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I think that's one big thing we're doing here. It's just kind of a rebrand and a repivot, a refocus into what we do well, which is art, uplifting artists, creating events for artists, and creating a place for artists to be able to meet and collaborate with other artists. So
Sick.
It's right up y'all's alley too. So, we're all in synergy. I think the evolution of Web3 is coming. Uh, I wouldn't say full circle, but we're in a new phase, a new iteration of Web3. All the different phases I've seen come and go. And I think this is going to be a phase that's really going to last because it really focuses on everybody having a level playing field to be able to create and build on the level of some of those bigger players that we've seen over the years. Those bigger players that have
Absolutely.
had, the money and the funds and the devs and the big teams to come in and bulldoze and do all these things that they've done and really haven't pushed the needle a lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see this new wave of builders and creators who can take these tools into their own hands. When I see something, I can just go to my AI tools and just build it. Whatever I
Yep.
dream of, I can build it. I'm seeing these other new AI tools, for the NFT people, where you can put in the
Hmm.
image and create these 3D models and they're walking and all this stuff. So all that paying people for, uh, Blender, what was it, Blender, and
Uh-huh.
it's a double-edged sword though, right? Because I did like to pay artists for these things, but it also costs a lot of money. It also takes
Yeah.
a lot of time, and there's just a lot of personalities in Web3 that you have to deal with. So on one hand, I love to. Uh, Here's what I'm gonna say. On one hand, I'm going to be better at curating the artists and the creators that I work with, so that I still have a strong support system and a
Yeah.
stream of like supporting artists. But on the other hand, I get to be whatever I want to be now. And so I don't have to wait for artists. I don't have to wait for these people kind of sometimes gatekeep things to creativity. I can push out things quickly. Um,
Facts. Huge
yeah,
facts.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a really cool place we are in, just these emerging technologies merging together, like the ethos around blockchain tech and the ethos around AI. It's like we're having, those blockchain individuals. Shout out to the network, like, me, you, and Z are connected in so many different projects and so many different just adjacent, communities and networks and different things like that. A bunch of people are utilizing those AI tools to create different mechanisms for their own communities or for the global network at large, just a decentralized mission. And I think that's really solid, and we're going to see some really cool stuff play out from that. I know recently me and you Mew have been talking about like platforms sunsetting left and right, centralization problems, what I'm saying? Centralization problems, not being able to keep the lights on, I guess, or, corporate problems, VC problems, boardroom problems, Web 2 problems. You know what I'm saying? I think, I definitely align heavily with what you're saying. Like, we're going to see some artists take, the matters in their own hands and be like, okay, we're just going to create our own stuff. And now instead of you know, being able to just create, DAOs and communities and Discord servers, which are all beautiful things. Now we're going to have the tooling with AI and what that brings to create like assets, apps, and infrastructure like that. You know what I'm saying? And learn about that and grow and teach others and just exponentially grow as a network. I can't wait, man. 26 is about to be insane. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Drop me down for a sec. I'm gonna get everything ready here, and then we'll rock
All
out.
right,
Okay.
bet. All right, bet. Cool. Yeah, it's just me and you, Mew.
so what's been up with you, man? What's been new with you? I know you've been consistently
Yeah,
on the shows. You've been streaming, and
yeah.
are you streaming to platforms right now? What do you got connected?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So doing my daily lives. Day 165 today out of this 365 journey. Hopefully getting some really cool plan for day 200. Try to do a little marathon type vibes, but it's been amazing, bro. The live stream era started in April last year. Been going heavy strong on that. Shout out to the live stream communities, the Twitch community, all the good stuff, Web3 platforms for streaming, like had just been super welcoming to not only just Ohnahji, but the topics we're talking about, emerging tech, being open to like learning and growing in that field. So the young kids, man, in the live stream era, they're tapped in, they're tuned in, they're smart, they know what's up. They're intuitive, bro. It's been too much fun. And alongside that journey, just my mod squad journey with Jaden Violet, UVR, going, just having a tremendous year last year. So that's kind of where kind of pushed me into the live stream era. His daily journey started January 1st last year. did the whole 365, still going strong this year, just killing it, bro. So it's been fun. Just basically that mission of widening the network, finding people who are aligned with helping humanity grow. You know what I'm saying? You know, sharing instead of gatekeeping, teaching
Yeah.
and creating instead of consuming and just that and just using. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's been cool, man. It's a whole little branch of just the next evolution of Ohnahji, the Ohnahji fam, keeping that same mission. You know, still got the OG collection doing its thing. Have five sales, secondary sales. Was it 2 days ago, man? So yeah, things are heating back up. Not only for Web3 blockchain, crypto, AI, emerging tech in general, but the Ohnahji fam is killing it, bro. So yeah, live stream has been where it's at. And I know you've seen like a lot of the crypto side, the Web3 side, tossing into decentralized social, the social media side, and live streaming. Like I've been getting early access to all these live stream platforms just because we're here and we've been doing it and growing and just building, man. So I was on Zora for a minute. That was an interesting experience. But
Oh, you got an
uh,
access to stream on Zora? I never did get
yeah,
access. Gave up on Zora,
it's
man.
yeah, this
I
you
won't speak
you
on that. I
ain't
won't speak on that.
you ain't missing too much. You
We'll
ain't
do
missing
it. We'll
too
do
much.
an
It's all
episode where
good.
I just vent and trash everything in Web3, but that ain't this
Hey,
one.
hey. All right, we're gonna have you back. We're gonna have you back for another undivided attention for sure.
Yeah,
And
for
we'll
sure,
get
for
in
sure.
there. So
But
yeah, man, it's fun.
what was Zora like streaming on there?
It was slow motion, I think, as a platform overall. I think, and I'm gonna be honest, like a lot of these platforms that are kind of losing steam, the AI creation side, like AI art is beautiful for, from the perspective of the people who are like being intentional around it, and that's a lot of the Onaji fam, like EST, shout out to Icy Through, put us on to a bunch of tools early on, just being intentional around building how you build and making art how you make art, utilizing these tools and utilizing AI as a tool overall. Like shout out to uh man, all the artists just killing it, with AI. JT had an amazing journey, killing it with the AI art scene. You know, um, Sierra, like the Yatan family, like all that whole side of artists just being intentional around like creative thinking around AI. That's not really what's taking these platforms by storm. A lot of people out there are just like tossing a bunch of slop out there. It's like, and it's like Sora era type vibes where everybody's just making whatever they can make, offensive or just brain rot content, putting that everywhere. And I think that's one of the reasons that really killed Rodeo as well too. Like they had a dedicated AI channel that was solid and people were taking it seriously, and then the AI kind of just took over all of the channels. So it's like, what's the point, And I
Right.
think I said all that to say, I was like, why did I go on that rant? Zora had the same problems, and Zora Livestream had the same problems. There was only like a couple of handful, maybe like at times 3 to 5, maybe 10 at the max channels that were live streaming. Half of them to 3/4 of them would be just AI reruns of what's going on, like
Yeah,
not
that's
really
what I
live
was seeing. I
live.
was seeing
Is that what
placeholders. I was seeing just
exactly?
stuff just to be on live. It wasn't that people were actually providing any value. It's just like I just
Just
want
to
to be
be
on
live,
live.
just to be live.
Yeah.
Facts. And that's what I saw too. And trying to go on there, it was refreshing for the people who popped in. They're like, oh, this is dope. A lot of people, join the community, join the Discord from those Zora lives that I was doing, but it just wasn't enough for me to, allocate time and energy when there's other platforms that weren't, in that realm. So yeah, man. And then whole content creator coins is a whole other discussion, but it's just another tool. Humans going to do what they're going to do. And unfortunately, humans are using that for not so good intentions at the moment. Gambling and betting and speculation, man, running rampant. But it's all good.
Right. It's crazy that we're in this era that we're entering where we're getting a lot of freedom. There's also the other side of things where it's like now gambling is so mainstream, it's crazy.
It's
Like
crazy.
every single thing is even Coinbase, not Base app,
Crazy.
Coinbase, where I just do
Yeah.
my transactions. Now I'm getting pop-ups like you want to bet on sports, you want to bet on the prediction market. You want to bet on your day today? Like, I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I don't want to bet on any of that stuff. I just want to transfer my money because all you are is an intermediary. I just want to
Mm,
transfer my money and I want to get it to my wallet. I don't want to do any of everything, all this other stuff y'all trying to put me into. It's like I could easily accidentally slip into some gambling now.
yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like that's not a good direction for humanity. Just because I have a lot of young homies who I have at least a handful of young homies who I invited into Web3, and they just all
Yeah.
go to the gambling side. I'm like, let's explore the
Yes.
tech. Let's do all this stuff. And they're like 25. They're like, oh, yeah, the tech is just gambling. That's all the tech is for them. I'm
Ugh.
like, oh, did I start a new, like, did I create a new habit for them, a bad habit for them? They're still exploring, but it's like, I wish there were, not I wish, I see that there's a transformation, that there's going
Yeah.
to be more for them to get into. So I was
Yeah.
able, for one of my young homies, I was able to pry him away from the gambling of like Farcaster, because all he does is like hash horse and all that stuff, um, and get him into Nano finally. And he's young, and it's crazy because my younger homies, they're actually very adverse to all this stuff. They're very adverse to Web3. They're very adverse to AI. They hate this stuff. But I finally, after about a year, was able to convince him to get in a Nano, and
Yeah.
he like surprised me because he was like doing some content and he was making like meme responses to Twitter posts and
Right.
posting, and I was like, oh, that's genius. I haven't even thought
Yeah.
of that. So just having the different perspectives of people who are coming in trying things in a different angle than even I have been thinking about, in my NFT head and Web3 head, it's like
Yeah.
there's a lot of opportunities finally for normies to be a part of this. You know what I mean? And it's not too
Facts.
technical. My homie could just pick up Nano and start busting out some dope AI content. I'm like, okay, there's hope. There's hope. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So just the
It,
balance of things. You know what I mean? Just finding the balance. Yeah.
find the balance of just letting people know that these are tools. All tech is just human advancement. It's just tools. People are going to use them the way they use them. It's like, and most of the tools that people are like, oh, I hate that. I hate, AI, or hate blockchain or crypto. It's all a scam. It's all, resource intensive, which a lot of it is for sure in the beginning. But then you'll have, core people, individuals who do care about the planet, who are environmentalists and stuff, will make those steps to improve the tech to where it's not using up our clean water and all that good stuff from these sh- sometimes underprivileged like communities and things. It's crazy. It's
Right.
crazy. Z, you ready to come back? Or are you taking a break? Let me know. Give me the thumbs up when you come back, and I'll pull you back up, or hit me in the private chat, and we'll pull you back up in the building. Um, yeah,
What are
Mew,
we building
it's
today? What y'all trying to build today?
Z. Hey man, Z needs to build a bot that's gonna help him stay focused. No, just kidding. Shots fired. No,
I
he's
mean,
building all
low
the
key, he
things,
got a
man. I
lot of,
love
he
it.
got a hands in a lot. He got his hands in,
He
I'm
got his hands
surprised
on
he
a lot.
keeps up with all that.
I, I don't know. I think, but it is cool. And I know I've been in there too, Mew, when you're talking about, some of the younger homies and different things like that. Um, just dabbling in the tools and approaching it their way. And it's really cool to see, people being intentional, especially, and it's always the young crowd. There's always the young kids who are thinking differently around, tech in general. And it's cool to see, oh, okay, I didn't think of that. That's a creative way to dabble in all of this. And I think that's been the mission of Ohnahji, man. When we were onboarding, quote unquote onboarding, whatever, way back 4 years ago, it's like, what do you do right now in Web 2? Define what Web 2 is, all the good stuff, because we're in Web 3. What's Web 3? What's blockchain? All that whole that whole gatekeeping rabbit hole of semantics. It's like, what do you do right now that you can bring over into this tech area? Or I'll help you brainstorm how you can dabble step a foot into what you're already doing. If you're an artist, musician, tarot card reader, I don't care, whatever you do, you're a plumber, you're a technician, you're a trades, whatever you do, you can step into Web 3 a little bit. And if that works, if it's lucrative for you, if it's beneficial, if it's efficient, cool, rock with us, run with us. If it's not, it's all good, I understand. but stay along for the journey because the tech is going to innovate, it's going to change, and more and more governments are going to get involved, for better, for worse, whatever. It's just humans using a tool. It depends on the philosophies and the ethos and psychology of those people together. They're going to do what they need to do. So the whole communities, whole businesses, whole companies, like this is still baby stage in its infant stage at $3 trillion. It's a tiny asset class, but to us, coming from $0, that is a insanely huge asset class. And you have those different, that different balance there. So yeah. Seep in the building. Najee, what's good? Didn't know you stream too. Yes, sir. Seep, I'm in there. Shout out to the UVR gang family. It's good to see you. My bad, just followed you, bro. You're all good, man. Everybody's cooking.
Yeah.
Everybody's cooking. And go ahead, Mew.
Who you talking to?
Seep, he's in the chat of the Twitch.
Oh,
He's
you're
in
on
the
the
Twitch chat. He in the UVR gang. Yeah, man.
Okay.
So
yeah, I've just seen you go hard with the UVR game. Let's tap back in with my boy Jaden. You gotta pop in there every once in a while, but I know he's doing his thing. He gonna be all right. He don't really need a lot these days.
No, we need all the support, all the eyes, all the
support.
network.
All right.
Yeah,
that's how it be sometimes when people make it. Well, I feel like he made it to me, but people get to that point and be like, "Oh, he good, he got it now."
Nah, come celebrate, come kick it with us and tap in. No, his last year was an incredible run, bro. Like an incredible run. So
yeah,
it's always beautiful to see.
Little marketing geniuses. You know what I mean? That's what I really want. I really wanted to curate my friends to be like, let's think tank some dope stuff and then just do it. And I feel like that's what his team does. His team's like, let's just try it. And they could be trying the wildest, craziest shit. So it'd be dope.
You shouldn't mean so.
Oh, my bad.
Hard, dude goes hard. Oh, my bad. Yeah, what's up, guys? I agree with everything you've said. I am that generation, and it's scary sometimes posting things like Instagram and LinkedIn because those individuals are not the crypto native social media people I've come across on places like X and Farcaster. So how I need to leverage them is a little bit different, and it's definitely an interesting conversation with some people, but that's why I really like the music and the art side of it, because I can always go to that as a okay, what are you doing? And I start with helping musicians get their profit margin first, right? That's the biggest thing I feel like crypto has the benefit of doing. And if it's just education on that front, then that's enough to be, in my opinion, a sell for someone, whether they are a musician, they're an artist in some other capacity.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I'm really excited for what's here to come in 2026. I think the UVR has taught me so much in 2025, as well as Ohnahji, and watching Jaden absolutely cook for a year, and like you said, he is a marketing genius. That is 100%. He has that, and having now an unbelievable community behind that to support him,
right,
when he does a live event like he did for TwitchCon. I think there's a lot more value to the Twitch community he's created versus something like a platform like X, where there's an infinite amount of communities and an infinite amount of new communities, where it sometimes is it's amazing to be able to capture a lot of users, but the retention there is really hard. It's really hard because there's that shiny new object syndrome. It's really hard to keep people in a community. So I feel like now when he does live events where he's looking to be a music star, like a pop star, that's why he was the first person that in Web3 music that I saw, that I was I would want to bet on this guy in if I could, right? And boom, music NFTs, right? In different capacities, whether that you look at that financial capital, I always looked at it as a social capital aspect, and I believe I got a lot more than I spent in return for that, even if long term it may not be dollars right now. But he wanted to become a pop star, and I feel like his community now is a frenzied enough community, like, you know, like to create that star community, you do need like that, like the cult like following, right? And like I do think he's starting to build that really well, and like
Yeah.
using his true authentic self on the Twitch, right? Like when we say like he's a marketing genius, he does all these things on stunts and things on like Instagram and YouTube and different things to capture people. But I think he shows his real like mostly authentic self on his stream, and like in any other place, like then, you know, just a social media clip here or there. So it's really cool to have seen him just like grow into figuring out like what works for him. I heard he had a really dope stream yesterday where he just like explained a little bit about like the back end of some of the things going on too. And I think that's always really dope about him. He's always like a very true, like honest, transparent person when he can be, you know, like, and he'll say when he can't be as well. So that dude is going to cook. And like, I think I've learned so much from his push in 2025 that it's taught me, like, that was the bet that I made on like live streaming on like that like format for content, because he was the thing that always stood out about me. I can still remember it. It was in October of 2023, I think. And it was he voice DM'd people and no one else was doing that. And I was like, this is really interesting, because like hearing a person's voice versus like seeing text is really interesting. And I was actually just thinking about this concept.
You know what's funny about that though?
What?
That's like a threshold of old unk status for me. I hate voice notes. I hate voice messages. I hate voice notes. I hate it. No, because
I leave long ass voicemails to my boys.
I like voice notes.
Every
year for the homies' birthdays, I sing on the birthday. Like everybody.
No, that's lit.
They look forward to getting
baller.
their voice.
That's lit.
But yeah, Jaden was one of the first artists who used that text service. It was like texting every time he had a space, or text you every time. Like he was just ahead of the curve. He wasn't afraid to try some new tools and shit. So
facts. W Glaze said, no, just kidding. But no, shout out to C. One of the things I wanted to say, he said Ohnahji was good. I didn't know you streamed too. Said my bad, just followed you. No hard feelings at all. And I think that is something I learned in Web3 over this, Ohnahji journey. A lot of people, especially when you're siloed in a niche that is not really super catered to whatever you're doing, you're gonna, if you're a creative, you're automatically just gonna start building what you need to build. And then once you get big enough, you'll start to gravitate toward all of these mission aligned people that you were probably searching for in the beginning already. But at that point, it's too far to be like, okay, I'm gonna stop what I'm doing, and then we're just gonna come together and Voltron it up or whatever. So that happens that happens similarly all the time, Seep. And I put it, that's the beauty of networks. Everyone's so talented, killing it on their own. There should be no hard feelings when people like finally discover others in their network that are going crazy. Well, that's a very common thing that I've been experiencing over these last 4 years. It's like, oh snap, I didn't know you did such and such and such and such. I thought you was just like a community member in this adjacent community that I'm in. That happens all the time. I think it's a huge, like, I want to put that disclaimer out for people that are out there in your networks, building networks and growing. Don't ever have those hard feelings about, oh, you didn't know I was doing this. Oh, like you wasn't hip to what I was doing. No, everybody's busy. People go miss some stuff. It is perfectly fine. Everybody's gonna find, what they're doing and come across your thing, what you're building at the perfect time, at the right time. You know what I'm saying? Everything's gonna be organic and grow like that. The people who succeed from there is the ones that are like, yo, no problem. You here now, we rocking. Let's continue to blow up and go crazy. Even you mentioned, he's like, sometimes we get into the bag. It's like, oh, they're so big now, they don't need me. No, they do. They definitely do. We actually, Z, were you there for that discussion we had a while ago when it was like, no, those people are actually more valuable, your OGs, that even if they went away, come back, you can trust those people. Like,
that's true.
I mean,
that's what I was thinking too. Like, because like I have seen a couple people that I know from Web3 join in and like get like very entertained and be like, okay, like now I know you're here. Like this is where you're more active as well. Like I'll try out this platform. Like I know a couple people like actually not even just a couple, like at least like 10 people within the network that have tried out Twitch streaming because of Jaden Violet. And like that's how, you know, you say Glazesh, but like that's how the three of us know each other. Metamoo and I lived less than 10 miles away from each other at a moment, but met for the first time at the UVR. First UVR
That's
I was ever
funny.
at. So like that's how we met in person, like very briefly, and then like we connected back in Portland. But yeah, like that's how the three of us know each other. Like, damn. Yeah. So okay, I'm ready to build whenever you are and show things. Just, but like continue.
Let's pull it up on the screen. You want to pull up that tab and you can show whatever you need to show.
I mean, I'm gonna show what I just built, and then we're gonna build something with Farcaster.
Pull that tab up. You ready? Yeah. I don't know what this is, but this is the Song Jam leaderboard. Yeah.
No. This is the Zao leaderboard the OGest of OG leaderboards that we built. Okay, I guess we'll go through.
Real quick.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh shoot, I forgot it. What I was gonna say. Dang, it's gone. Able
to retitle this so I can actually tag y'all in it, or do I have to leave and come back?
You can press
as far
edit
as
at
what
the top, I think.
Yeah.
Edit just it goes. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
All right, cool.
So,
all right, Zeets, let us know what you cooking, man.
Okay. Tell me in the chat whenever I'm over-explaining, I'm under-explaining things and we need to over-explain some stuff. I'm always game. So, the first leaderboard I ever built was the Zao leaderboard. Using blockchain with the OG Zao token, we created, I did use Third Web, made a token that was not tradable, and started airdropping people that participated in my meetings Zao tokens based on playing the respect game. We've been doing that now for 84 plus weeks, and we just had our 84th Zao fractal, and essentially we've now transitioned into using a new token here, Zor, the Zor token on the OrDAO fractal website, which again, I can explain all those things, but it'd be just way more complicated. And that's like our total respect in our DAO, in the Zao as a governance token. The goal ultimately of the DAO is to rebrand the idea of a DAO from something that you use as financial capital into something that can be social capital. So these are all people who have participated in weekly meetings, shared what they're working on during that last week, and they've reached consensus and earned tokens based on that, which Ohnahji and Metamoo both are on here somewhere right there, boom, respectively 9 and 10, which might not even have some of the most recent ones. But in the last few months, I've been partnering and working with different groups to create, let's share this tab. Okay, cool. To create the Song Jam leaderboard, where there is audio spaces now, but there is also an X scraper that'll look through anyone talking about the Zabal, which is our new token now that we're leveraging to work in the social media context, or tag me on Twitter, and then also have a space discussion on X Spaces or here right on the live stream. So right on the leaderboard. Apologies. So on this leaderboard, this is the second leaderboard we've created here. You can kind of see you have those the points that I was talking about before. You get some points for staking here. You can also get some points for being on the Empire Builder leaderboard, which is where we launched the Zabal token, and here as well for being on Song Jam space points. So I know some people are asking about those pieces. So what's up?
A little big picture overall. Like, tell me a little, because the first couple things you're building is some leaderboards. So tell me a little bit about why that is, like psychology, philosophy behind leaderboards and things. Like, because I think when I first saw the respect game, the token in that way, like it's genius. Like not a lot of people are implementing that tech that is also open source, right? From optimism, right? It's open source.
It's not from optimism. So it is open source. It's just a concept and an ideology like that.
Yeah.
So it's it's not open source. but like most of the contributions I've seen to this community have been open, right? So
Okay, cool.
like it's not a piece of code technically, it's more of an idea. I don't know why my camera is no longer working, but we'll pop over. But yeah, so
That boy got them tabs up. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah. So I
Making
don't
your computer
know
work.
where to even start with respect to token, but you're right. It is genius, and that's why it's from a community that's been around for a while. And that's why I adopted the technology, and I used it in a different way to also leverage the same idea, which is really cool because it's been amazing to add my contributions to that ecosystem in my own way, where a lot of the people there are very theoretical. I'm able to also get some of the more trial and error side of some of those pieces, and where we can kind of like have conversations around that as well.
Cool.
But the reason I'm sharing all these things is because we're building on top of this today. That's why. So
Let's cook. Get it.
the third leaderboard is the most important one here. Oh,
Okay, bet.
okay. I don't know why.
Ball Empire. I dig it.
Okay, so this is where we launched our token.
Is it? I got a question, real fast.
Yeah, what's
up? Is it the most important because the tech has evolved, or you've learned and you've evolved in your learning?
No, it's because I'm actually giving people like rewards.
So you said money involved now. I like it. We like money, chat.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Continue.
So the third leaderboard place, which has many leaderboards,
I'm crying.
Is the Empire Builder. I have oh my goodness. Let me close some of these tabs.
No, leaderboards are cool though, because I mean it goes hand in hand into blockchain technology and the digital ledger, which I think is like a key major piece, which is
the reason I like leaderboards, like you asked earlier, and why it's amazing, is just the ability to capture social sharing, as well as the ability for people to be like, okay, I have an understanding of where I am in the current place in the DAO or organization in whatever capacity, what can I do to increase that? And a lot of people try and figure out how to game that and how to bot it. And the beauty of the Respect game is that the most you could get in any week of time period is 110 respect. So because any one user can only gain that amount in one period of time, it's a lot harder to try and game that system, but it also gives an amazing opportunity to really capture not necessarily who's spent the most money in your ecosystem, but who's participating the most.
Yeah. You can only game the system by time and your contributions. So yeah, tracking your contributions to the network, and being able to reward that and track it and it be transparent. Now you're using blockchain how it's supposed to be used, my guy. Keep cooking.
So now the last piece. Okay, I really want to get my video up. I don't know why it's like here. I want to refresh my page.
You want me to? Do you think I need to pull you down, or it's not on this end?
I don't know.
I can try whatever you want to try.
I'm going to refresh. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is Clanker, which I know both of you guys know a little about and understand, but like there's a lot that can be talked about in just that conversation as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
From that, the thing I want to build is, so I'm going to just real quick do a last bit about the leaderboard before I refresh. The leaderboard that you start out with has everyone that holds your token, and it also has people that just have a wallet address. This is also integrated with Farcaster, so it does have Farcaster usernames where you can click on them and go to people's social profiles. And then there's also Farcaster only graph, where it takes out the wallet addresses that aren't tied to a social graph, and that's kind of the one I've been rewarding the most with. Usually the cool thing here is there's a score and a multiplier here based on what boosters you have. So I have here the Loans token and the Sang token, two ecosystem tokens. Here we also have the the Zora token, as well as our paragraph token. So different things for ways that we can add boosters, whether that be an NFT or an ERC20 on base Ether Arbitrum. And the really cool thing about the Empire is you can actually add to a treasury. Anyone can add treasury funds technically. So I've added some Zamal here, some USDC, some Glanker, some Sang, and I can just show what kind of it looks like here. So we're gonna distribute out. We're gonna distribute out just some good old USDC to the Farcaster leaderboard, and we're gonna
Let's go. I think I'm gonna have to
$5
check my wallet in a second.
well, we'll see. You'll have to see. The cool thing about this platform is you don't actually have to use a spinning wheel to do any raffles if you don't want to do it that way. And you can do it where like the funds go right into their account. So that's why I like crypto. It's kind of instant liquidity, and you can kind of leverage that however you want, whether that's continuing to use it or like withdraw that right into cash.
And this is your own built system right here.
No, Empire Builder is
Empire Builder. Okay, Empire.
This is on Empire Builder. This is Empire Builder was founded by your Berserker and Divifly on Farcaster, two awesome developers. I have interview coming up with Divifly, the backend dev, doing all that work, and then we have an interview on YouTube with your Berserker. You can check out where he talks about all of this as well. We go through some of this, but we're going to give $5 out of the USDC, and we're going to do a raffle. So we're going to distribute it out like we'll do like 10 out of 20. I like doing that. So you have a 50-50 chance, because I think you guys are both in that top 20 there, as well as some other awesome folks. And the reason I like doing 10 is because you can share 10 addresses. You can share 10 ats on Farcaster. So the cool thing about this is you can also share that distribution, so we can see your Berserker, who is that founder, who is of course there, and Divifly. Those are the two founders of this awesome platform. God, who I introed, did a little playing around with him. M00 did get in here. I don't see Ohnahji though. So
wow, slacking. Let me go on Farcaster right now. What? No, I'm just kidding.
But the cool thing is,
dubs for the winners.
It's an awesome
contributors.
One click to social feed.
Happy for you.
Yeah. One click
nice.
to social feed, and you can see how much of their token we've burnt, how much we've distributed. So that just actually went up by 5. And yeah, just showing what tools we can use with just regular ERC20 tokens, which is what Clanker kind of offers. So
sick. Mew, how you feeling, man? You been that? Hey, you killing them leaderboards. Z's cooking. What's your thoughts?
Man, I do. I always have mixed feelings about everything.
Go ahead. No, that's hey.
I have mixed feelings about the leaderboard. But I stay up on there because, excuse me, figuring out ways to either contribute or game the system. If you need somebody to stress test your stuff, I will be that person, because I will find a way. I will find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. So, not that I've actually been able to game this one yet. No, the leaderboard, it just adds a friendly.
What's up, Sammy?
To it, you know what I mean?
Shit. Yeah. What's up, Sammy? J-Dub.
Oh, go ahead.
W Sammy.
There we go. W Sammy's WJ Dub. I see J Dub on the X asking you can watch live stream now on X. You can. I think Metamu's also streaming live over there on X. Is that what I saw?
But I kind of want to start it over so it can have tags. I don't know how to do that though. Would I have to refresh or leave and come back?
Dude, it's a whole process for all of this. The beauty is with live streaming is like sometimes it's just not perfect, and the next time you do better and iterate. That's the beauty.
It's giving me the power, the ability to remove, but I think you got the same drop down right on yours. But if not, it's all good.
What drop down?
No, the little menu on that destination link right there. Nah, man, solid conversation. Y'all cooking. I love it. Hey, B&Z Bills. I got a special guest, M00 in the building. Nah, this is lit. damn it, I had another point I was gonna ask you, and it lost. It's gone again.
What was that
Um,
talking about? Oh, leaderboards. We was talking about leaderboards. I think they're
talking about
good. The
leaderboards.
friendly competition, you know what I mean? Gets people riled up, gets people something to like, cheer for.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm on here, you know what I mean? This is what I'm doing, this is what we doing, this is what we building. It's a little camaraderie,
Yes.
it's a little tribalism,
Yeah.
a little healthy tribalism. So yeah, I'm feeling the leaderboards. Um,
I
yeah.
I got it. It came back to me when you were talking about testing, stress test, embedded testing. That's not talked about enough how important that is in tech and emerging tech in
That's
this
true.
digital side we are, the internet, these tools, apps. A lot of beautiful, brilliant apps fail because they don't have any people using them. So back when we started, Ohnahji 4 years ago, shout out to the Ohnahji squad, man. I was heavily one of those people too. It was like, if you need an extra wallet on these test nets, whatever, like hit me up. Cause that was I was lucky enough to have some super devs in my network, like from Web 2, my day ones, like my community growing up type vibes, work relationships that were in that field that weren't really super into Web3, but were willing to help me stress test the Ohnahji smart contracts and stuff. There would have been a whole other pitfalls and different things that I would have missed that he was like, yo, we got to tweak this a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So beta testing and being those alpha testers or whatever, early testers, whatever you want to call them, is super important. So shout out to you, Mew. I'm gonna take you up on that too when I finally get to building some stuff. Like, Mew, let's test some things. So
Yeah,
yeah, shout out to you,
yeah.
man.
I'm gonna find them bugs, I'm find them exploits.
Not the celebrity in the building, my guy Jaden Violet, JV himself in the
WJV.
building. What's going on, family? How you doing? Big Doves. We
The
was talking about
building,
you. We was talking
he's
about you.
summoned
Hey,
them.
yeah.
He felt his ears was burning.
Here's what's burning. Nah, that's lit. The three goats, nah. Four now. You in here. Metamu,
Four
yes,
goats,
sir. That's what's up.
four Billy
That's what's
Goats gruff, baby.
up. I dig it. JV, what's going on, family? How you doing? Keep killing it, bro. We already talking about you. You already know. Keep going crazy. Keep going crazy. I appreciate you coming through, man. That's love. That's big love. But yeah, we're just vibing out. Z was telling us, man, Z was being Z builds. Z's out here. He's on his like third, fourth leaderboard. Hey, utilizing his blockchain tech and tech and internet tools, AI usage to build these leaderboards and community. And it's been solid, bro. A solid way to not only collect the data around like who's helping the community, who's helping and contributing to the community, and having the community vote and divvy out points for those leaderboards. For that, it's been amazing, man. And now third iteration, he's in the crypto side, and me and you have been on these leaderboards getting some cash. I like it.
I
yeah,
got the biggest one also shared up. I forgot about this one. Now they're talking
let's
about
pull it
leaderboards.
pull it up.
Okay,
There you
this
go.
one I'm proudly, unfortunately, at the bottom of here in number 90.
Oh,
This one is
no.
my wallet. This is the Wave Wars P&L leaderboard for the traders. So it's kind of a list here
snap.
of
Look
all
at
the
that.
different people here. I'm curious where different people lie. I do know a couple people's things, but this is where like the pseudo anonymous kind of comes into play, where like all these transactions on blockchain are like recordable. So like this person had like 282 at some point, and it's just like a cool view of all the battles. We actually had a battle last night, Geek Myth versus Yoshiro. So it was cool because it was the first time I actually saw it live change. I didn't realize Candy had built this, so it changes live. But
shout out to Candy, man. My
Candy,
goodness. Candy Toy Box to go.
Yeah, she's building a new front end for the Wave Voice homepage as well. So I'm really excited to have that come out. So
I love it. Nah, that's what's up. I mean, hey, but I'm biased. I'm biased. I'm trying to see some OXs in there, man. Some OX addies. No, it's all good.
So,
it's all good.
No, I do have an idea. What if okay, but what if you could trade? Tell me if you guys think this is a good idea. What if you could trade from your Farcaster wallet? Like maybe not your OX wallet. It is technically Sol, but in Farcaster you can like use both pretty seamlessly, and we could have a button that like pulls up the trade. So you just swap into Solana just before the battle, and you use your Solana wallet in Farcaster. Like I feel like
love
that's
it.
good. Like I think that's a good alternative to necessarily like having OX addresses in there, but having that opportunity for people that maybe have ETH, base ETH, or different forms of other tokens to be able to easily trade in Solana and then withdraw it back into whatever they want at the end.
Yeah. One of the discussions that we had at Ohnahji a long time ago is like, we're going to get more and more closer to this omni-chain stuff. Like having all of these, decentralization is the goal. But when we're quickly seeing decentralization means all of these millions of choices for people. Like, where do people go? What do they pay attention to? What's good? What's not? Developers know that doesn't work. Even the VCs know that doesn't work. Like, we've got, omni-chain is going to be the way. And shout out to a couple of my devs, man. The Salon Don himself, but he was telling me he was making the most money in the space years ago by building multi-chain tools, and we're gonna see more of that. So yeah, I'm definitely down for that. Like, if there's a easy way, I know it's hard, adding those extra functionalities and things like that to the to whatever you're building. But yeah, I would love to see if Farcaster utilizing my Farcaster wallet would be in there. Because I'll be honest, like, and it's just a me thing. I don't really do anything with my Solana wallets, man. Like, anything.
I get it. It is a you thing. But no, I get it. I mean, I need to get out in front of it. I am the like quote unquote ETH person though on our Wave Wars team, right? Like, so that's been like my big push for the last little bit. I think there's a lot of cool things that we can build. One of the things that Adam from Songjam has just built recently actually is these NFGs, non-fungible graphs, where it's your social graph. And because it's just taking data excuse me, from wherever place, he's just storing it on Solana, right? So it's like you can buy it with different whatever currency or whatever it needs to be, or just displaying it if that's all you want to do. But leveraging the fact that you can put data now on a blockchain like that and leverage it for that resource, because you're only pointing to it ever in the future. So it's not like you need to use Solana for anything. You can just use it as the data storage system, right?
It's smart. Yeah. I'm telling you, like, this whole space is sleeping on how important that digital ledger is. That's untamperable, transparent, or even sometimes if it's not transparent, whatever. Just like, if people just need to see a leaderboard to divvy out tokens and get stuff out of there, whatever. Just however that ledger piece, the timeline piece, that stored data right there is so important. It's really cool. Emily in the building. Let's go. Finally made it. It's good to see you, fam. What's good? Emily's a go as well too. She's diving into her Web3 journey as well too. Been killing it, in conferences and stuff like that. Conference scene is
definitely the move.
Yeah. So
okay,
it's all good. All right, Z, pull screen up, build something, man.
Okay,
let's get it.
Build something, man.
Well, I didn't finish explaining everything. I want to try and build another leaderboard here based on Farcaster mini app I've already created. So
what's on your radar? Why he's pulling that up? What's on your radar, Mew? Like, what? I know you've been thinking about some ideas and stuff. What you got coming?
Man, I'm just trying to work on this DAO right now. So I'm working with the artist and get this art out for RC Nouns DAO.
Yeah.
That's my main thing. But right now I'm waiting for Doodle's AI, man. I'm waiting for Doodle's AI.
So how's that supposed to work? Go
ahead.
How's that supposed to work? I know it's coming. I know Burnt Toast is working on that. It's actually really cool kind of to see like a leading one of my favorite artists, illustrators kind of be like, hey, this is where the text going. You can't beat them, Jordan. Like, I'm gonna beat it to the punch type vibes, which is very, very Burnt Toast-esque. So how's that supposed to work? Is that going to be like for holders, or
I think it's going to be dope. There's not a lot of details right now. I do know, I mean, it would be advantageous for them to do it for holders. Probably Goopies and OGs will have access to it. I've been hearing some whispers, maybe that there'll be some dude attached to it. I don't know if that's how you'll pay for it, or whatever that looks like. But yeah, they're pretty much training a model to really specifically dole out Doodle's art, and we've already been seeing it like go hard, because once the community has their hands on this, every single reply will be a doodle. Every single meme will be a doodle. You know, all the
Right.
stuff that you see going viral, we're already seeing some tests of like replying under, you know, how we all kind of grind and try to reply under the big accounts and try to get that
Yeah.
monetization. All of that stuff is going to be doodles. So you're going to just see a wave of doodles, AI slop, crash over Web3, and y'all are going to get y'all going to get tired of me.
I hope it's not too much slop, but no, that it's basically the God, it's basically the Pudgy Penguins, like how they took the GIFs and the Giphy, it's that to the next level. So
Dude,
ingenious-
I saw a Dave and Buster's machine in India that had a Pudgy Penguins thing.
Pudgy
And I
Penguins
took,
machine?
yeah, and I took a double take. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, you take a
That's
picture of it?
I did. I sent
Okay,
it.
bet.
I sent it around.
Bet.
I need to share it out again. But that
I
was
bet.
definitely the most nuts part of my like, okay, shit. They
Yeah.
really hit it there. Like
Yeah.
I think that's a great place.
I think
Yeah.
it's, yeah.
I just
You
like
have to
random places like that. Like I think Doodles seems pretty solid on that front too.
We're
Like,
poised to be something like that. They don't have a claw machine because a claw machine, you really got to think about what's going to last in the hearts and the minds of people. And the next generation still loves claw machines. You know, you
Yeah.
see that Pudgy Penguin machine. I still remember as a kid, I used to go to Wonderland. I still remember all the claw machines.
There you
So
go.
I think a lot of the brands are starting to pivot to capture that younger generation and the nostalgia that you have to like grow a lasting brand in people's minds.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen it with
Love it.
Quirkies too. I'm not a holder or
Yeah.
anything, but I'm seeing them pivot towards youth, and their whole brand is going to be a kid brand now, which is wise because we're all grown and all my friends have kids. Yo, you have kids. You have hella
Yep.
kids. Everybody has kids.
Wait, whoa, wait.
You know, everybody has family, so it just makes sense to have a brand that, okay, stop trying to pull people out of their lives and meet people where they're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people have kids, so why not do a kid brand where now the families can get together with their kids and watch, you know, these things, or, you know, can have clothing for their kids, or, you know, claw machines that are kids are going to grow up with. I think that's the biggest next move for Web3 and IP, is that can you reach these other generations, these younger generations, and start to build those nostalgic moments in their minds and be that staple.
Facts.
And I think Doodles has the ability to do that 100-fold. You know what I mean?
I love it.
Plus,
It's
I
a
always like to
genius
throw out
play.
they worked with Pharrell. You know what I mean? They have music. You know,
Right.
they had real artists coming in. They didn't have scam artists like Soldier Boy. They had real artists like Lil Wayne coming in. And
Dang,
you know,
shots fired to Soldier.
He's like, man, I can't even air this. What you doing to my show?
Ryan.
No, but you know, respect to Soldier Boy on being a pioneer in his own right. But when it comes to Web3, not so much. But you know, Doodles is just poised to be this project, and it's always been a legendary project for me. So I'm happy to be a part of it finally, where I can dig my roots in and really make content around this community and not have to jump around so much.
Yes, Pokemon. Emily's got
exactly.
it. Emily's got it. That's like that's what we need more of. We need more like of this like collector mentality and looking at those individuals instead of like looking at big VCs and like these companies for like the next evolution, because like the collector world is going nuts. I've always really enjoyed. I 4x'd on a little Drake May card here. Little Drake May action. So love to see them Super Bowl bound and this card going up in value, right? Like that's cool.
There's stuff, cute really stuff, good stories. Real quick. Yes, I think shout out to Emily. Kind of like Pokemon, it's the nostalgia of the 2000s. Kids always love Pokemon, and I think we've talked about that several times around IP, Web3. You know, groups and collectives and communities, collections, whatever, trying to grow IP. And I think, you know, because Ohnahji started off as a cute little cartoony as well too. We definitely have future plans. We've had previous plans for, you know, targeting the young kids as well too. Not targeting sounds crazy, but just catering to and kind of, you know, being for the kids. But I would much rather these Web3 projects, companies, different things like Doodles, whoever, Pudgy, Ohnajis, you know,
Yeah,
like helping the kids come up with a brand like that is going to stand the test of time. There are other, you know, instead of the other route right now is that a lot of corporations, corporate, whatever, is just targeting kids in all the wrong ways to, you know, for the brain rot content, gambling, trying to hook them on, you know, speculation markets and all that good stuff. It's like I would much rather the IP side of the cute, cuddly plushies or whatever, which is really cool. And I think that's been a lot of missions behind a lot of collections that some of them are still here, some of them aren't. And that's just the nature of the game. But it's all good. The brain rot content is so sad to see, not gonna lie. Facts. What do y'all think about gaming? Like I just remember Pokemon is also a video game. Exactly.
Big
Yeah,
on
that's
the
what I was gonna
gaming.
say. That's my
where
big
I
point.
came in.
Here's my big point around
Let's hear
this
it.
wave of cards right now, Web3.
Yeah.
I always got the alternative view. I know I always got to be that guy, but
Nah,
I don't
spit
like
it.
the wave of cards right now because everyone's like, look, we're trying to be like Pokemon, but what people are not understanding is Pokemon had different tiers. They had
Facts.
multi tiers, right? When I got up on Saturday morning, there was a Saturday morning cartoon. Boom, already started my day, my weekend. Pokemon. Then I had the Pokemon game. I was playing Game Boy. I had all the connections. I had the wires where I had to actually connect my Game Boy physically to another Game Boy. Yeah, I was a nerd. I used to bring it to middle school, connect my Game Boy to the other homie's Game Boy, and we would trade
Swag.
Pokemon. And then
Swag.
on top of those two things, they also had cards, which when we were kids, I mean, I don't even remember playing the card game as a kid. I collected them, but I don't never
A
even
lot of kids
remember.
didn't.
Right, I collected them. So there was 3 prongs. So all you Web3s talking about we're gonna be the next Pokemon with these digital cards. I'm not. One of you might.
That's me.
Right.
That's me. I'm telling you right now. Okay, so we can even start talking about it because I don't care. Like I'm always down for people to like if they want to take my idea and roll with it, I'll copy the model that they tested out, right? Like it's theory, right? I have started to make collections for musicians that have been performing at our live events. That is the minimum tier of like eligibility to have your card curated. Then the actual card itself is a collaboration of 3 artists. The artist that is a musician. There's also a visual artist that took a representation of the event and created a visual representation and it from that, and then also Adabody animated all of them. So 3 different kind of tiers to each card so far. We've only done 1 edition, and we plan to continue to do that and then integrate that within different aspects of everything we're building, test out different features and show all of that open source so that anyone else can use those features to potentially build on top of those. That's kind of why we're playing around with things right now and testing that ground. But it's like a super slow process. There's no need to like rush it, like you said, because there's so many more tiers to getting things ready and involved for where like if you wanted to do a push for something that is a collectible and that's a card and is valuable, there needs to be other pieces to IP that's not just a card, your same brand on a card. There needs to be like various other aspects that you're looking at. So I think there's always like that building in that puzzle, right?
Flywheel.
Yeah, exactly.
Flywheel. There's like all these things. And I mean, even
Love it.
Pokemon, I don't necessarily know if it was a flywheel, but it's
Okay,
like I use my imagination from watching the cartoons to then play the game where I was like, oh wow, like it was just all a connection, you know what I mean? And then the cards, I could look at the cards and use my imagination from the animated show to be like, I know how these Pokemon move, react. I know this universe.
Oh man, you
It
guys,
all went together like a soup.
I'm gonna date myself young in this, and that's why I like the 3
Yeah, you
perspectives here
are.
are gonna be great. My playing of Pokemon was the video games, and I was there when it was already in like the 4th or 5th generation. It was the Diamond, Silver, it was Diamond, Platinum, and whatever ones were around there that time period. with all those characters, and I really enjoyed it. I love playing the video games. I never had like a console to do that capacity, so whenever I was with friends and like had the capacity to try out a video game there that had Pokemon in it, I would go crazy. Like when I forgot my first computer, I got an emulator, was starting to go through all the GBA games, just play around with that. So like there's like the gaming part of it is like a very simple like aspect of like that added IP, where it's like if you have a simple game that uses those cards, you're like at the very basic tier for any card company in Web 2. You know, so it's like that's the starting like door, I feel like, at a very basic level, something to that level, whether that's a game or something of some other capacity, where it's like a whole universe built on top of those things. So, and whether that's cards or some other IP, right? Like it's
Then take it to the next level and do Pokemon Go. So the first Web3
dude,
company
that was
to put out a Pokemon
nuts.
Go, that will be the Web3 company that unlocks the
Dude, how are we gonna build a Pokemon Go for what we're doing?
Pokemon Go built on top of another project. It was an open source.
I guess that's true.
And
Well,
they
no,
just
I mean
layer on
in
top
terms of IP, like, do you think
Oh,
it's the IP or getting people out there? Like, it was also like literally like COVID, right? Like, you can't replicate an environment like that. Sometimes.
True,
Exactly.
that's true. That's true.
Exactly.
All the old people, well, I don't know if it was you people as well, but like all of the older people were like, why are all the people outside? Like, and it was like,
I was
that's
outside.
why.
I was outside with y'all.
Okay. So my point is, a lot of people that didn't understand what Pokemon was learned about Pokemon Go specifically because of like, why are all these younger individuals outside, and then getting upset also because it's for something electronic, which I think is so ironic, right? Like it's like at least these people who wouldn't be outside are outside. But
That's
but I
funny.
think like that is part of it. Like the environment is insane. So it's like sometimes you can't replicate environment. And I was actually thinking of this as an actual idea to build longer term. Like I was gonna build something simpler that I had shared up, but then I realized I didn't. I think I want to build an NFT music marketplace because I want to leverage what we've built with Wave Wars and give it to Wave Wars essentially. Because right now we sing a specific NFT marketplace platform's name to the rooftops because that's the way that they built a pretty cool tech wise, but not changed in the last 4 years platform that has the capacity to let anyone upload their music. So we leverage their API to bring artists from that platform to our catalog. But I think it would be a lot better to have that in-house. And I think that timing and environment portion is the thing that we'll have success with for the NFT music marketplace, because everyone else, like that was, like you saying with IP, that was like, that's all it was. Like they had to get any distribution through whatever it was, getting influence through KOLs, this, that, and the third, whatever it may be, big music artists that aren't in the space, but then like do that one drop, and that's the reason, right? Because there's money involved for that and nothing else. So I feel like having the flywheel, as Menem was said, of Wave Wars, of like the potential there can be absolutely insane. Wow, it's crazy that you had that pulling up, because like there is actually a capacity for us to give that like offering just for like that. And then like I was thinking on top of that, I have a couple cool ideas that I would love to implement if I like had that opportunity, with like doubling down on royalties, like down remixed like funnels essentially is how like I see it, because I think that'd be fun, because I just got a DJ deck and I've been playing around with, you know, using the music that we've been having around us to make other kinds of music, right? So I think there's a lot of cool things we could do on that front, but like that's a huge undertaking as well. So it's that's its own challenge. I think it'd be really cool if anyone wants to help develop that for me. I will give you all of the ideas and work with you hand in hand 24/7. So
collaboration, like, baby, let's get it.
Like if someone's like super down, I feel like it's not a crazy hard thing. I think there's so many cool venues of capital we've been able to like, we would be able to get with that, and then also distribution for like everything we've been building, the people we've been building around for the last three and a half years. I think it'd be a good opportunity, because Hurricane's been telling me for the last 2 years, like, we need to build a place that people can drop music. I don't like have a place that I can drop music right now. So yeah, and I've always had like do it on third web and then make your website.
Yep,
But
do your
most
own smart
musicians don't want
contract.
to do that. So
Facts.
we'll do a little bit of playing around with some of that and see what we can do. And I think that'd be a good opportunity to undertake in this 2026 like
Yeah,
time
Emily
frame.
said it's a very good idea for sure. For sure, for
Thank
sure.
you,
No, I
Emily.
had the flywheel page pulled up, because
I sent
you
you
keep
a
hearing that
text, by
term.
the way,
Oh, you did?
for a collecting thing as well. It's a TikTok. It's a sport. This guy called Sports Ball, which is someone I've been really enjoying watching. It's just like super detailed analytics and visuals, and he explains like why in the past 5 to 10 years, NFL rookie quarterbacks have started to go up in value in collecting worlds. Like before, it was yeah, I'll let the video do the talking. It's just he's very
Let's
eloquent
pull
with the
that
way he
thing up.
explains it, and it's just a really good content video, like an explanation of content that I like, in my opinion, like good, like well thought out, like isn't something that is just like a go live and like talk about something, right? Like it's just like I like a lot of his other posts as well, but yeah, I don't know if you see that
There
there
you
and you
go.
can pull that up.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Ski. Boom. Let me see if I got to. Yeah.
But in 2025, they're just as popular. The reason
Oh,
why
it's coming out of your speaker.
this first chart here shows the players with the most bought and sold trading cards on eBay in 2025, with each color representing which sport they're from. First up in orange are basketball players, where it's no surprise that Michael Jordan leads the entire market with $41 million in sales so far this year, with Kobe,
Sheesh.
Caitlin Clark, Wemby, and LeBron also in the top 10. Next in blue are baseball cards, Shohei Ohtani at number 2 and Mickey Mantle at number 8. But the real surprise comes when we get to football. In this top 10, Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady show up in 9th and 10th, but at number 3, ahead of both of them, is second-year quarterback Jaden Daniels. On a list like this full of household names, Daniels might stand out, but once we dig in, it reveals something fascinating about the trading card market right now. This next chart shows how many cards PSA has graded each year for top young quarterbacks since 2019. It starts at the top with Patrick Mahomes, where after his breakout season in 2018, his rookie cards took off, with 15,000 of them graded the following year, and those numbers have only grown as his legacy has. You see, collectors typically grade their cards early to establish value, and Mahomes became the blueprint for why. Those 2018 rookie cards sold for just $41 when they were first graded, later peaked around $15,000 and still trade today for around $5,000. It's somewhat of a template,
Crazy.
and collectors are chasing the next big thing. So
For
in
real.
2020, when Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow entered the league, you can see that their cards spiked here over the next 2 years. In 2023, Trevor Lawrence had his own surge. Then in 2024, CJ Stroud pushed things even further, breaking the all-time grading record with 223,000 cards in a single year. At the time, it was a frenzy,
Wow.
but that record may not even last long because in 2025, quarterback and Heisman winner Jaden Daniels already has 212,000 cards graded, putting him on pace to break Stroud's mark in just his first season. And it could just be the new status quo because rookie quarterbacks are dominating the entire hobby. When we look here at the top 10 most graded NFL players in 2025, the first 6 are all rookie or second-year quarterbacks. You have Daniels, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, Drake May, J.J. McCarthy, and Michael Penix Jr. If we compare that to something like the stock market, this trend for speculative collectors would be like investing in every IPO the moment it launches, rather than waiting to see which companies turn into winners. And just like the stock market, card prices rise and fall with performance, hype, and timing. It's what makes football cards different from basketball or baseball, where most of the top graded cards belong to legends or already retired stars. Modern football card collecting is pretty unique in the scheme of things, because it's not as much about nostalgia as it is about the live market, driven by the prospect of the next big thing. Click the link in our bio to see what your favorite players' cards are selling for, and maybe even start your own collection. This might surprise.
Yo, that's
dope.
wild. That's wild.
That's a
Oh
great-
shoot. There we go.
It's a crazy new trend. I was not aware.
Drake May, baby.
I'll be honest though. I'll be honest. This is my take. I'm not a huge football guy. I'm a huge football playing guy, but not a huge football guy. Just because like it's the most gladiator-ish sport that we have, man.
That's
CTE
fair.
going crazy. And I think like that's kind of a reflection of that analysis that even the trading card market is like recognizes the short lifespan legacy span of these players. Like when you have other sports, you know, like basketball, whatever, baseball, it's like we have these greats for a long time because people are able to have a longer legacy because they're not getting killed on the field every day. That's a hot topic.
There's
Nah,
great,
Mew, nah.
man. There's greats in football, man.
No, of course, there's greats in football. It's just that it was saying that the live trading card market for
Yeah.
football is a different beast because we're looking at rookies more and we're looking at earlier players more, which I could completely see.
Oh, you're saying in specifically in football, they're looking at the rookies
Mhm.
more because the rookies
That's
might
what
be
he's saying.
fast.
That's what yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's more speculative because it's like these rookies might get hurt easier than a basketball player.
Because people is getting killed on the field. Exactly.
It's a high level of speculation, higher level of gambling, higher
Mo
risk, higher
money.
reward, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. 508 in the building. What's going on? What's up, family? It's good to see you. Thanks for coming through. We just vibing, man. Ohnahji B, Metamu, Better Call Saul, my guy. Hey, we out here kicking it. All right, family. I probably got like 15 more minutes or so, or something like that. But let me know. Is you frozen over there? I think your cam is frozen. I don't know. What's up?
Yeah, we can do 15 more minutes. I'm gonna share my screen here and we can see what we can rock out in that 15 minutes.
Rock it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay,
Hey,
give me
man.
one
Go to
second.
conversation as always, man. Shout out to y'all for coming through. The chat's going ham. You guys are goated, man. Came in at the end. You all good? Nah, we could extend it. 508. If the conversation continue to go, we got time, man. Paper and drone a building. What's going on, my guy? Paper, how you doing, family? What's the word? It's good to see you, man. Just out here chilling. Can I get social links so I can follow y'all? Yeah, Metamu, where can we get at you, man? You muted. There you go.
You still muted, I think. Metamu. But I'm Zol on Farcaster, and that's the only social link I want to send. But I guess on Twitch and other places, it'll be Better Call Saul. But yeah.
Yeah. What can they see the chat if I put stuff in the chat?
Which one?
Oh yeah,
I can put it. I can take it over there.
Here's my Twitter right here.
There
and
we go.
Everything else, I'm pretty much at Metamu.
Boom.
Let me see. Farcaster, yeah, Metamu.
Emily, you dive over on Farcaster yet? Farcaster been interesting, but it's a good time.
I'm mixed on Farcaster. They recently sold. Here's my thing.
Quite
Here's
literally.
another thing with Web3. All these platforms preaching about the gospel of blockchain and decentralization, and then what do? They sell.
But like when you say decentralization, is it not that like the company could have like gone like away and it would have still worked? Like people could have still continued to use clients, right?
I'm not saying that it doesn't work. I'm not saying that it will not work in the future. I'm saying that the people who preach this dream are selling out. All the platforms, they're not just leaving, they're selling out. They're taking people's money and they're selling out. The Farcaster didn't take anybody's money. They sold, but they sold for millions and millions of dollars. Where it's like, if you believe in your dream, it's kind of like, what was I watching? I think it was Shark Tank. And they were like, if you believe in your company, you don't have a exit strategy. You're not trying to sell because you know that your company is going to do well. Just like if you had this dream of this app decentralization, as soon as the money comes along, you just sell out. Then did you really believe in the dream? I mean, I know people got to make money. I'm just in this middle place where I'm like,
I hear you.
It's like I got to build my own hype or my own reason or for staying in Web3, because the reasons who I was here for, those same people who are preaching those reasons are no longer here or have sold out. So now I'm like,
bars.
the actual tech that's going to help me build a community here in Portland, like the DAO that I'm going to create and some other things. Whereas in a lot of these other platforms, I forget that Web3 is just a startup. It's like a startup playing ground. It's like a startup field. You know,
Yep.
we're here to support startups, and sometimes I feel like I forget that because I'm like we're here for each other. We're here to, like, for the long
Mm-hmm.
term, and a lot of people are here to build the tech and sell it and get it out and get out. You know, they're not here forever. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like maybe I should be vibe coding apps and things to sell instead of like just here to be a consumer and enjoy other people's things, because those people are just here to sell their things. I don't know. It's like this.
Yep. Nah, you spitting bars. You spitting bars, Mew. I have the same. I have the same thought process, man. I think that's kind of like the nature of the market right now. Is like a lot of developers, a lot of people in tech, emerging tech, are told and taught, these founders, like, build your thing and get up out of it. Like that's the play, that's the technique that's being taught in these back channels, these back rooms and stuff. I think it's a whole different perspective level, man. I feel like sometimes, unfortunately, Black and brown people, they, whatever they're creating, they're putting their all, they're putting their whole ethos, their whole being into these projects, into what they're building. There is no exit strategy. There is no exit. Like, this company is me. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of other people are actually like taught to distance yourself at some point, at all points, from the entire point you're building it, to be able to exit and get out of it. And it's a psychology, philosophy difference, across like cultures, to be honest. So I feel you. I align heavily with that. It's like, for me, it's like, nah, it's Ohnahji or nothing. It's Ohnahji all day long. It's like, we're gonna, how big are you gonna do this? How big are we going? How big are we growing? As big as we'll go. Are we
Right.
going,
And just
it's just
build
it's
on
go
Najee and
ahead.
then throw it off on somebody and be like, okay, on to the next thing. It's like, no,
Nah,
because then my community don't vibe like that. Like, they
yeah,
don't vibe being passed off to person or being sold.
yeah.
Like,
But
they
I do
want
Nah,
to
think
ride with somebody who's gonna ride. You know what I mean?
I think it's different with a community versus technology as well, and a product, right? Like, in the
yeah.
end of the day, for us, there's also a product, right? That like
True.
needs to hit like consumer market fit. And if the current team didn't know the way to do that, and another team might be more equipped to actually once that 0 to 5 year trajectory has been completed, someone taking it
Mm-hmm.
from that 5 to 30 because they're actually the right fit, not the founder, right? Like, we've heard of so many different companies where, like, unfortunately, like, they've ousted the founder, right? Like, that's how like it usually sounds and goes, where like it's a hostile takeover in some capacity, and then like the community doesn't do well from that. So in a
Yeah,
sense, like, it could be looked at as a positive version of that. And I think it's
yeah.
really interesting. And I did like this question from Emily. The
Yeah.
best thing I
You
like
know, it's
about
gonna
being
be
a
so
consumer,
goddamn reasonable, so
dude, I love being a community member. I'm in so many, I need to write them all down. I don't know where they all are, but I'm going to
All
figure
right.
out a way to capitalize on the ones that give back, right? Like, the difference I learned very quickly in the space, and like just general in music, the difference in a good community and a bad community is a really positive community. When you give like your all, your 100%, you'll like 5x that return very quickly, whether that is
Mm,
financially immediately or in some other capacity of like learning and being educated, or actually finding a mentor, someone that can like really help you, or like actually finding a project to be a part of as a team and like be an active community member. But I
yeah.
think like that level of ability to like find a community that aligns with you is just super cool. And like, you might not really like how the community is structured, you might not really like some people in the community, it might not be an overall uh good community, but you could still meet good people through some of those. So like, I do still think that like there is that difference in toxic communities where like you give it your all, you put your 100% in, and there's individuals there that are not doing that same thing, but being able to liquidate because there's either not safety precautions not taken,
Yeah.
or it's not created from a scalable place and infrastructure at the beginning. So I
Mm,
think it'll be really interesting to see how this next year goes. And I'm super excited because I've been able to see the social benefits of Farcaster versus any other platform, because I think the social feed and capital of like going from pseudo-anonymous crypto wallets to people that have like social feeds and like people that can give a little bit more proof of humanity. Maybe it's all AI. Maybe, you know, we're past that point. But in the end of the day, like having a social feed is better than just having a wallet address with transactions. So that's where I'm at more than anything.
Love it. Love it. 508 said mic drop. Yes. Park Paper said W combo. Oh, God, my bad. But go ahead. My fault.
No, you good.
Go ahead.
Shouting out the people. You doing what you're supposed to do. I think one of my favorite things, I don't know if it's my favorite thing necessarily, but the social capital piece you talked about. So for like instance, a lot of projects will sometimes act a little bougie and not like add back their followers or something that I do like. I always talk about what I don't like. Something I do like, for instance, Space Riders. It was one of the first NFT projects I ever got that actually liked my post and liked my real art post, not just the NFT stuff. So I was like, wow, this is an NFT, Space Riders. I was like, this is an NFT community that will actually like me as a person, not just because I'm bull posting their project. So that was one thing I like about being a community. It's like when a community actually shows up and shares that social capital. Some of these big projects know they got a hold on the Web3 space. They know they have attention. They know they have clout. And to share that with your community, I think that's huge. You're just a little person trying to grow too. You know, you want to feel a little, you know, it's not always about ego, but you still want to feel boosted. You want to feel seen. You want to feel loved and appreciated. What else do I like about being a community member? Fun things, man. When you just provide fun instances or opportunities for your community. I mean, another community, I'm not going to name all my energy communities, but another one where they just have a fun little mechanism for when I have an itch and I want to spend a little bit of money. I don't got to go and gamble. I don't got to speculate. I'm going to this project. They got a low floor, buy me this thing. They got another mechanism where I could pop the thing and create a new thing. And boom, I got my little NFT itch out the way. And I didn't have to spend a lot of money and I didn't have to ask a lot of questions. It's just like a little fun little mini game. You know what I mean? And then the last part I like about community is it's a double-edged sword, right? The networking. Now, I've been networking for 5 years and I learned about this thing where there's like a capacity for people. There's a threshold for as many people as you could meet to as many people as you can like utilize and make that relationship bloom. So there's like a capacity people have. So the networking piece, but when I'm able to connect with the right people like Zal and Ohnahji, and it actually clicks, and now I'm going to be getting into some hard skills like vibe coding and building something, that's when I like the networking, when it actually ends up to be something. Not just the networking, just the network. And it is nice to have internet friends. Like when I can't reach my real friends, I know I can always come online and have internet friends. But even like in real life, I've chiseled down my friends because there's some friends who like to hang out and I don't really hang out anymore. Unless we're like creating, unless we're building, we're talking about business, talking about how to get better, talking about how to evolve. I don't do just the usual. Sometimes with my homie Sicario, I'll, you know, play Fortnite with him. Sometimes because he has his whole family. It's fun to play with him and his family, see him, you know, see him grow up with his family. But other than that, like I've lost some friends because I've actually had friends tell me straight up, hey man, I don't want to build anything. I just want to be regular. I just want to be a hangout friend, bro. Literally have told me that. Like, I don't want to do all this extra stuff you be doing. I don't want to build anything. I don't want to grow. I don't want to learn anything. We just want to hang out. And me and him are not friends anymore. Not that I don't love him and we'll always be friends, but we're not connected anymore because I'm on this level and he wants to stay at this level. And in my life, I found that there's a lot of people like that. They just kind of want to live. And in Web3, I find a lot of people want to just do something and want to build. So it's the balance of trying to find the people who want to build, but also want to execute and also want to share what they're building. Because a lot of people have the sauce in Web3, but they ain't trying to share it with you. You know what I mean? They want you to be a consumer of their awesome things that they're building. But people like y'all, you know, will show me, here's how you build. You can do it too. You know, it's like getting rid of that scarcity mindset. It's like if I show them how to build it, maybe he'll compete with me. It's like no, most people in this day and age, in the day of AI, it's not about who has it, it's who's gonna do it. Because there's so much sauce everywhere. I'm seeing AI posts every day. I'm saving them, and I'm like, "Ooh, I'm gonna do that with AI." They're making all these things. I'm not doing none of it. I got all these links I got to get to do the stuff. So it's no longer about who has the sauce, who has the information. The gates are broken. It's actually who's gonna follow through with all this information. Can you prioritize it? Like, like start working for you. So that's some things I like
Boom.
about being community member Web3.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, yes. Nah, y'all already know me. Y'all already know. Nah, well said. Shout out to my guy Z. Shout out to MetaMu. My favorite thing about community building and being in Web3 is this. Y'all, man. Just we got ALX. ALX FAL in the building. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let me know the pronunciation, family. It's good to see you. W new characters in the building. Hey, thank you for coming through, showing much love. We even got some OX Addies in the building over here watching the live as well, too. Shout out to y'all. Got 508 in the building. The GOATs, Emily in the building, JV, my guy, Paper Jar for sure. It's like, man, this is what I like. So any of the homies that are watching that, Metamu done kick to the curb, I'm gonna come and just hang out with you and kick it. No, I'm just kidding. I love that. I love that. Mew. I think for me, I talked about it 2 days ago. Shout out to Z. Actually, Z put me on to some motivational podcasts from like Jim Rohn and stuff, all that good stuff. But I went through those 7 keys to success a couple days ago, and one of them, that's major, is having a community, having a network of people around you that are like-minded individuals, man, that have common interests in life, in goals, in growing, in success, and all of that good stuff. And I think, especially I align heavily with that Web3. A lot of people are like, let's build, let's go, let's change the world. And we need that. However, Mew, I would say, like, don't kick everybody to the curb. There are a lot of people out there that are like just trying to survive, man. There's a lot of trauma in this world, man. And they want to have the joy of just being able to kick it with a cool guy like you, Mew, because I know I've been out there. We've been in these conferences and meeting up. We just kicking it and vibing and having fun and being in the environment too. So I know they see that. And I know it is hard. People got these 9-to-5s that are just breaking their backs, literally and figuratively. You know what I'm saying? Some people just want to be like, I just want to sit with you and chill and be in the community and turn my brain off. But I feel you, Mew. I feel you. There's soldiers out there that are like, no, we need to change the world. Like we are at war. There's a fight against ideologies that are right, quote unquote, whoever wants to say, you know what I'm saying? And we got work to do. So I feel you, Mew. But you gotta recognize there are people out there that are trying to make it through and trying to cope and just trying to live.
That makes me want to reach out to my bro.
Yes. I win.
Hard,
yes. Got him.
Yeah, I'm on that side. I think you're 100% right. 99.9% of the people, I guess it's 95 technically, percent of the people won't be on that same path to like that same journey for you, because people might be just trying to survive, but then some people also just might like not have the motivation to continue. But like continue like doing like something, they just want to like enjoy like consuming different parts of life as opposed to creating. I think like that's part of the challenge sometimes. But I think like there's always good time for friends like that, because like there's always time like you need to like be able to decompress and being able to be social like outside of the work environment, because technically then all of this is work. Like I think is really helpful. It gives me an opportunity to like, instead of talk about like crypto and everything there, like the difference that we're making in individuals' lives with the lives we do touch, and like specific people that we're working with. And like I have like family or like friends that have come back to me and been like, oh yeah, I listened to Clay John, or oh yeah, I've been listening to Django, which is always really exciting to hear. So it's just really cool when someone like that, whether they are not in that same place to create with you, like if they listen to a friend or look at a piece of art that some of your friend makes, like I would call that a win. And like I think a lot of those people like maybe they'll just see it somewhere on social media as it is. So I think that's always awesome. So
Dope, dope, dubs. Let me read a couple comments real quick because the chat was going crazy. Shout out to
Yeah.
y'all. Shout out to my co-host in the building, Metamu and Z Zol. Better call Zol. Hey, like yes. Emily said we'll touch on that Doja No Dogs. We'll come back to that one. I promise. We'll get to that. Maria said I love that Mew is in the Doodles community. Yeah, I have more topics I want to talk about that too. Emily said that's a good point about networking. Never really thought about it like that because I've kind of avoided online networking, and I feel that. A lot of people want to be intentional around it because, like me was saying, he got homies IRL he can kick it with if he needed. We trying to be on the internet building. Definitely can relate to that. A lot of my friends don't want to learn, or at least they're not into learning about what I'm into learning about. Emily says, and with alignment from you, I feel that. No, I got plenty of homies like that too. Don't kick them all to the curb, y'all. There's so many things I want to explore. I wish I could clone myself. Yeah, I feel that too. Hey, Miss V in the building. Hey, Miss V, what's good, family? It's good to see you. She said, I'm the hangout friend. Let's get margaritas and watch basketball. Yeah, I'm on that vibe too.
Don't get me
That type of
wrong. I
time.
can't hang out. I sounded stiff. It's like,
Yeah,
no, we can't
kicking
hang out
up.
with Metamu. He's only about work. Now I do have fun.
we watched the
I'm just
Super Bowl
kidding.
together. That's what
Uh,
he made fun of me
Too
for not
funny.
knowing Usher songs, which is like it is what it
I'm
is.
crying.
But
Wait,
that
who
was a
did?
good
Mew?
hangout.
Mew was on your
Yeah,
helmet
well, no,
about
we
Usher?
went in person. I went to his place, and
That's lit.
he hosted a little Super Bowl get together. I told my partner's work friends in October that if the Patriots are in the Super Bowl, we will definitely host people, and I'm happy that that prediction is right, and I'm actually excited because it's like now there's like it's not just like I don't know, just another Super Bowl because it's been
Yeah.
like that for the last few years. So,
The
I'm not
Nito
gonna.
Bowl. I'm crying.
So yeah, no, I'm
That's funny.
excited. It's gonna be, it's gonna be fun, bro. 2026. Like I agree with you on all the fronts about the showing people stuff, and that's why I like everything I do. Like I always want to create things that can be replicatable easily with someone else that likes that, and being able to like ask questions and learn more about those things really like helps push that forward. So I definitely am going to try and clip up some of that conversation we talked about the leaderboard at the very beginning, kind of explaining a little bit of all that history and what we're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we did a distribution at some point. So like that's the cool thing is like we could get like I don't know if you can just download a CSV of like viewers or whatever, but you could if you had a way to like connect any Twitch viewer or any other your Web3 platforms, if like they're viewing wallet addresses allowed, like you can add a custom CSV. So I'm actually trying to create an API endpoint here on the mini
We
app
got
that
a
I have.
we had a solid question. Happy
What's
Anon
that?
said, is that windsurf
It
that
is
you on right
Windsurf.
now?
Yes. Great
Hey,
question.
W Happy Anon. That's what's up.
It's $15 a month. I have 2 accounts of my Google that I have paid for because sometimes I run out. And apparently Hurricane told me that there is like a re-up on the same account thing, but like I usually like use like 1,000 credits worth a month, which is like 2 accounts. So there's yeah, it's really cool. It's I opened up the LLM browser a little bit more so that we could be reading it. It'll be a little bit easier, and it creates a bunch of the code here for you. So I'm big on the vibe coding because I'm just doing front end work, nothing in security and authentication and money for many different reasons, but just the social sharing. So just building and seeing what we can do with the musicians that we have and just figuring out ways that we can help them benefit. So I'm trying to create this leaderboard in our own website so that we can now display that on the Empire leaderboard filter that we did earlier.
Cooking up.
I gave it the parameters that I needed it to figure out and told it to clone a repository in GitHub that had my code. So it cloned that repo and then started to build. And it built, and then it built something that wasn't starting to be good. I gave it some errors. It read the errors, and I realized it was trying to push to GitHub. I mean to Vercel. So I had to remind it, no, you just need to push to GitHub. It automatically goes to Vercel. So then after that first deployment to GitHub. Then I tried the endpoint that it gave me, and now I'm in the process of seeing if that works. But then I realized, instead of just like having it try and figure it out all on its own, I'll say no, do research on Empire Builder. So now it's gonna go online, do some research. They found documentation. It's like, do you want me to explore it? I was like, yeah. Do a full in-depth find on how we can add this API leaderboard, and that's all we've done. So it's like, those are all things you can also do. You don't need to know how all this works. Some of it is complicated. Like, mind you, GitHub in and of itself is a whole mess of learning. Then Vercel is a small other piece, but like the nice thing is, the biggest thing you can learn is what the console is in your web browser. Is that if anyone has never like learned about the web console, when you right click on your Chrome tab and you press inspect element, the elements tab will pop up on the right. I think it's F12 as well on the function key. And next to the elements tab, there's a console, and that console page gives logs of everything that's been displayed or any issues that's happening with the page. And you can copy those logs and paste them right back into here, which is one of the things I have done in the past. And that's like the biggest like level up you'll ever get in like understand one of many like small things that like you may not get if you hadn't coded before, or like other small pieces. Like it is hard. Like the database thing took me a little bit of time to learn, but that's when you like slow down. You ask your like normal LLM, like, help me do the research on this, help me learn about how a database works. Like you have to be really careful with databases because databases don't have the same version control that GitHub pushing does. GitHub is really good because it's like your Google Docs revision history. Every time you push a commit to GitHub and finalize it, you are essentially saving that state. You can always go back to it. I, as an emulator player, like I learned how to play like Pokemon battles. I didn't always save like at the normal save points. I'd save mid battle. I'd save like at these other points. Like I would use it as a like a respawn point and save my state. So it's that same like concept. Like you want to save as much as you can at important moments, especially when you feel like you've created stuff, because you don't want to have to lose that. But with databases, there's not really good database storage solutions for that. Like if you remove the wrong thing in a database, like you're effed.
GG.
Like, yeah. But that's why like there is a vibe coding platform that I had an incentive campaign out on earlier as a part of the Zabal that's called dappable.ai. We also have a YouTube video that I'll share in the chat that you can like watch me vibe code or do a demo.
Yeah, that database stuff, multiplayer mode is crazy. It's a whole different beast. Got my guy Jam in the building. Jam, what's up, family?
You should connect with the circus because they built.
I've met him before. I do need to reconnect with him. I've just like it was in a period of time where I was in a lot of meetings, and like I still am in a period of time where I'm in a lot of meetings, but like that was I'm in a lot more like reoccurring meetings with people that like I do know and less like new people meetings. But he was one of those people like I was like, this is cool. We aligned very heavily on the call. We're like, let's reconnect, but both of us are unbelievably busy, so we never
just broke through. I think they just had a breakthrough with multiplayer. I think they were having it was a huge barrier for many months. I was just watching them build, and then recently they were like, yeah, we had
interesting. Well, definitely let's definitely hit them up. I like that idea. Thanks for that reminder.
Jam in the building. He said, cheers. He said, we in this thing. Happy 4 years of Ohnahji. That's love. Yes. Last week celebrating the 4-year Ohnahji anniversary as a collective community, collection, all that good stuff. So cheers to the next 4, man. We out here. It's good to see what you've been up to. How's everything going your way? I did want to revisit this while Z's cooking in the background on windsurf. Shout out to Maria. Yeah, Maria. I wanted to come back to Maria's. When we were talking, when I was on Muse Helmet, it's all good. Sometimes when people don't understand something, their first reaction is to push it away or not support or agree. Patience, empathy, understanding can go a long way from both sides. One of the reasons I did want to pull that up, though, was for her earlier. her earlier
here. That's my new doodle. You know Maria?
That's why I think I'm tapped in, but I don't think. So
Ohnahji's
you,
an OG in the
I'm gonna do a little on live wallet diving. Did you go
Yeah,
ahead and scoop
he's
up? You
definitely an
scooped up a
OG.
doodle while it was on sale, or what?
Yeah, I
What
scooped him up when
you?
they was the lowest. Yeah, I scooped him up on the bottom.
Let's go.
How
Yeah,
much
you
was
and
that?
Sierra. You and
It
Sierra. I
was the
like it.
bottom. I hit it at point 0.4, I think. It went a little lower than
Hey,
that, but
Damn.
that's where I hit it. So it's
that's
all
a
up from here.
How much is it out right
Yeah.
now?
Probably like 0.43. There's a little controversy right now. There's an
Oh,
OG. There's an OG dumping like grails. So if you want to get some grails, put in some bids.
I don't
Might
know
be
what that
able to get
means.
Mm.
it means
So
like
it's
the
some
rare
rare
ones.
ones. Yeah.
Okay. Well, hit me up when you see one, and I'll be like, if I like it, I'm definitely. I'm trying to. I
It's
have this
still a little
one ETH
spendy. It's around
saved.
like what 1,700,
I have
1,400
this one
around.
ETH saved, and I wanted to use half of it to buy a noun, but now they just like are talking about a proposal to move it to 3 ETH. So now I feel as though
Well, they're
it
about
would
to
be
move the
cool to.
nouns to 3.
No, there's just some proposal that's proposing it and like needs votes, I think. But like every single thing I saw in the comments was no. It was small mouth, so I don't
Move it to what? The
think
floor?
it's the floor. Yeah. Anyways, we
Oh,
that's
because
the
it's
whole
so low. I
conversation.
was thinking about
Dude,
getting the noun because I'm
I've
like,
been looking.
why
We've
why
been
mess around with the sub DAOs when you could just go to the top, get a noun, and then I'll have a noun for our
Mm.
treasury.
exactly.
I'm
Well,
messing around with the small
we're
fish.
trying to build. I think the Nouns has done things successfully. Organization is not one of them. We're trying to build something that adds that value through respect tokens. And I think there's going to be a new influx. The tech is so solid, and BuilderDAO has been building on top of that for 3 years. No like new sub DAOs have done. No sub DAOs have done much in. There's a few like that are very active that are stayed active, but more than like there's no more than 10. Like you can count on your fingers like active DAOs right now that are like active on the auction board and like active in like that side of participation. Even
Yeah.
like Nouns has gone down so much. Like Nouns is that like last one, but I think that with these new toolings, like whether that be from just BuilderDAO and some other communities, I do think that there's a crazy amount of value in that auction mechanism, and we're actually going to be creating a like I told you earlier, Metamu, and maybe I don't know if I've told you, B. I think we're going to be creating a
Horse down.
nouns a noun sub DAO because I have great ideas for what I have one idea that I've been wanting to push for like my whole life, honestly. And I think it's a good idea, and I see so much opportunity in it. But we have to do it right for this idea, and I think like this it works perfectly. Like it's an art like thing as well. It can be an art thing really well, so I'm excited to just play around with like generative art now and like see how to
Man,
play around with it. So you need to help me out with
you
that.
should you should just build your own builder. Take that whole nouns down builder code, toss it in the windsurf, and be like,
Well, that's
let's
the
do
plan because like the
Yeah.
thing is they don't have okay. I'll tell you the idea because like no one's gonna be able like if someone can try, like it's totally okay. I already launched a
Yeah,
clanker for it. The Boston Sports DAO idea, right?
yeah.
But we do different Boston sports team like hats and like helmets and like merch and like whatever the like classic like uniform is in different capacities for the different sports teams as the generative art, but then use that as a way to start to generate funds for this idea of like people that hold one are bidding into the opportunity to try and buy 2 season tickets to the Red Sox and then raffle those off every single day to
Yeah.
holders based on how much you hold, because like then it's like a very like simple incentive, like how much you have invested and put in the pot is XYZ valuable at this time for this raffle. And like you could be trading hands, it could be changing a lot. The person who wins it might not be able to attend, so you could sell that on a secondary market to add funds in as well. I think there's a lot of opportunity there, and then there's definitely good like lore and like pieces to that like I'm super excited about. Like that's like the social media content that I consume like daily. Like that's the stuff I like enjoy, like some of those meme pages, like content around that. I've always wanted to create like a Boston sports page. And I didn't ever like I probably did have the time and bandwidth to do it when I was younger, but ever since I've joined Web3, I haven't. So I did Clank one at some point where it was just me as the buyer, because like I did it as a pseudo-anonymous account, and because I was just learning about Clanker and like trying to figure it out. But it was the day I met the Clanker founder, Dish, one of the Clanker founders, and we had a 20-minute conversation. It was just like really enlightening. He was very excited about the idea. And I think there's so much like merit in that, doing that right. And now that we've been playing around with some of these tools, I think there's something about it to be said of like every iteration of something we create, we can really leverage so much of the learning that we've done from the previous ones. And also now hopefully start to create these ways that they can not only socially capital, but financially capital also combine, like you said, the omni-chain like level of like bringing in Solana tokens with ETH tokens and bringing them together in a place where like if I want to support 5 different projects, I can buy one thing that is supporting those and like find a way to leverage it. I think Drift Protocol is actually a really interesting tool. I don't know if you guys have heard of it or I'm actually going to have an interview with the founder here soon next week, I think Tuesday. But it's essentially to lock up ERC20 tokens as a NFT. So it's called wrapping, and you can essentially wrap a NFT with ERC20 tokens. So I could put, let's say $5 worth of Zabal in an NFT and start to sell that. And it doesn't hit the market. It's OTC because it's actually wrapped in the NFT. The person can unwrap it and sell those tokens then if they want to. Or you can create something on top of that, like a secondary, like that NFT market all on that. And because you're locking it up under it, it's actually like a mini vest situation as well. And you can set it so that like your fees are 100%. So someone sells that, it's all going to you. Like you can't really sell it. You can also set it to like 10% or something, or 0, where like people can unwrap and wrap at will at any time. With it's a new idea on vesting, but it's really, really cool in its primitive. But like he has this whole bridge for base. So like you do a base token and a soul token, both. Like you need both to wrap the NFT. So like there are these like mini versions of ETFs that you can create in a sense with the tooling that's there and like people we can evolve with. So I think there's a lot of cool things for these like people that build community tools. And that's why I like Empire Builder. The whole concept is like how we're going to take your token from a dream to an empire.
Z got the ideas flowing. He got that windsurf in the background on. Like,
you said, by the way, you said, you said, I'm scatterbrained is essentially what you said, but I do have.
I didn't say that. What you mean? Hold on. No, hold on. I didn't say scatterbrained.
You said I have a lot of things going on, and even if I don't finish,
I
have them.
That's not scatterbrained.
But no, you didn't say the word. But that's the.
I didn't say scatterbrained.
Okay, that's fair. But I feel as though documentation is one of the things that I have the biggest weakness with because of that challenge, because of its ADHD. It's still undiagnosed, but I've never been one to like believe that it is like I didn't figure it out because I was blessed to like not have trouble in school. So it's hard to figure out when I was older. But I'm blessed to like. My parents were very big on not taking medication like as much as we can, like especially like if we can like find a way, like I mean not like very basic over the counter things, but like these like things that you're getting prescripted for different challenges that like are things that like, to be honest, in India it's very survival of the fittest. So like they just don't have it, A, in some capacities, and then B, in other capacities like they don't take as much time in trying to overdiagnose. They maybe underdiagnose there, but a different challenge in and of itself. But like I was always taught to not take too many prescriptions. So like I've never tried to treat my ADHD with prescriptions, and just trying to find like ways to help work on the weaknesses that it are challenges for me. Also, someone taught me like in that positive mindset vein at one point, like never use the word struggle, use the word challenge instead of struggle.
There you go.
Hear the word struggle, like change that to challenge, like, and even say it out loud, like to yourself, if not to like the person that says it, because like I do think reframing, like some challenges aren't worth taking, but in the end of the day, don't think of yourself. Struggle is like something that you can't get out of, versus a challenge is something you overcome. And that's life. In the end of the day, it's like choosing being able to choose the challenges you want to take is the beauty of life. Like, I think that's like security in a sense, is like being able to choose those challenges as opposed to the challenges that are given to you based on your environment. But I do have to probably rock here, like do some.
I love it. I love it. Z's the goat. No. What we did say is you have your hands in a lot of hats.
He did.
That's what we said.
Manamu said that. But I digress. I do think it's a challenge. Like, that's that challenge of the space. Like, I am that like average consumer in that aspect of like, I feel as though I have a little bit more than the average consumer of a like comprehension of like where all my things are, but I don't even have all that documented, right? So it's like, never mind like these people that are in and out of communities left and right, playing around, meeting different people. Like, I think there's a lot of value in figuring out ways to take the small pieces that other people aren't doing and do them yourself, because if you can do that, that like will put you in that 1%.
Love it. Shout out to you, Z. Shout out to my guy Metamu. Man, hey, B&Z builds. We lost track of the episode because we've been building so much together. We got a lot coming in the future. Spamming up building, my guy, the go. Appreciate you coming through, family. I was about to just do my outro speech. Spam, how's everything your way, man? It's good to see you. You to go. Shout out to Papa Edgar coming through as well too. My guy Jam in the building. Emily in the building. No, y'all came through crazy. I'm not usually a numbers watcher, but hey, this number said 90 people across these channels today, gang, and milestone type vibes. 2026 going crazy. Hey, it was all me.
Absolute cinema.
Absolute.
I've been wanting to be that meme. There y'all go.
I love it. Hey, Jam said 90 is a lot. I feel you. I had to say it. Spam just finished a video. Just want to tap in, man. You to go. I appreciate you. Everybody tapping with my guy Spam. He's been killing it. Especially if you guys are into 2K. If you're in 2K, Spam's the GOAT. Spam to go.
Really?
That's a room full of people. Yeah, for sure.
I've been seeing his lives. I need to pop in there more.
Heck yes. 508 in the building. We live. Appreciate you. Tap it with me, 508, because I don't know. Tap it with me if you know I'm
is
not
508. Isn't 508 Boston? I feel like it is.
Is it? Okay, that's what's up.
It's not
LA like gang over here, baby.
I have 781, but I think 508 is the post 7811, or more Boston. I don't know. Yeah,
not more Boston. I like it. All right, family, we gonna wrap this thing on up. Yes, it's been a goated conversation. B&Z Builds with a special guest, Metamu. Hey, we've been rocking with community a long time. Bro turned into the meme. He sure did. And in the start of the year strong, y'all. And I think everybody's been, kind of optimistic about 26 as much as we can. There's a lot going on in the States, a lot going on in the world. There's always a lot going on in the States and the world. But we're going to try to keep this mission going strong and, have a good time doing it. Finding like-minded people that are building community. Ohnahji started 4 years ago to help, Black, Brown, and Allied folks learn and grow in emerging tech. And that's what we've been on, ever just going forward. He said, what's the at? I'm Ohnahji everywhere. Well, the Ohnahji family, Ohnahji University. So we're OHNAHJI, all the platforms, the new ones, the old ones, the obscure ones, we everywhere. So that's what's up. Yeah, he did. He said 508. Yes, Boston, bro. That's what's up. Well, shout out to y'all for coming through. Metamu, do you have any last words you want to leave the people with before we end this thing? We definitely gonna get you back for an undivided attention here soon, for sure.
Oh yeah, I would love that. I would love that. I want to speak my mind. But now much love, much light. I mean, I am the doom and gloomer, but I am also appreciative of everybody and all the things that I've encountered in Web3, all the people I've met. Shout out to y'all. Much love. I mean, I'm just getting started. So, yeah, man, we out here building. I can't wait to come back on. Appreciate y'all for always showing the way, showing me what to do and showing me how to build, showing me what to build, keeping my hand on the pulse, keeping my eyes open, my heart open, my mind open. And much love to y'all.
Dubs. My guy Z, any last words you want to leave us with before we close this thing on out?
Let's build 2026.
Let's build 2026, let's build, change the world, all that good stuff. Building IP, building infrastructure, building all kind of stuff, building secure lines of communication with like-minded people, fam. That's the mission, that's the goal. So yeah, tapping with us. We're on this daily live streaming journey. Me, Ohnahji B, Brian, the founder behind Ohnahji and Ohnahji University. Day 165, another go to conversation. You know, I love them. I love them. Shout out to Z. You know, spur of the moment, like, yeah, let's build, let's get it. You know, hey, I have a solid network of homies that keep me honest and accountable. And you know what I'm saying? Hey, I love it. I love y'all. Keep being on my helmet because we just need to keep growing together, man. So I'll be back. Tap in with my guy Jaden Violet. Jaden Violet came through, made an appearance in the chat as well too. The GOAT. But he's gonna be live 1 p.m. PST, and I'll be doing my big mod duties in there. So you'll find me there. So in this live streaming area, it's a good time. OH, NAH, JR everywhere, y'all. So we gonna get up out of here. Y'all be good. All right. Peace.